Oh my God! Did you missed it a little bit later, Psycho? You would have gotten it. But no. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Xbox Ultimate Podcast. We are now on episode 163. Thank you all for being here. Some interesting conversations to be had tonight. We just got off of playing some Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Got off. Well, period.
Whoa!
We just got off from playing some Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer, and we're ready for the show now. So we do have kind of a guest. I think he's family, and he, it's not really a guest to me. He's just here when he can be. This is the one and only Steel Reigns joining us today. What's up, Steel?
Hey, I'm just here to be as naked as possible and maybe play some COD in the background. So, but no, since we're not doing the show tomorrow for Living Split Screen, I said, I've been thinking about it all day and was like, I really want to chop it up with my bros, talk about the news this week and really get that in because it does get my weekend really like rejuvenated, started. So, and I'll be hyped for the morning thinking about a lot of this stuff before I go crazy. But yeah, man, appreciate you and asking me to be on. That's always a wonderful thing. And chat. Thank you guys for being here. Hopefully your week wasn't too bad.
Yeah, man. Can't wait to hop back into some more COD tonight for sure. These guys were making fun of me because I had this glitch.
Because he made up
shit. They didn't believe me, and then when I went to go try and prove it, it was fixed. So
the minute we asked him for a screenshot, guess what happened, chat? It was all good. It was all
no longer broken.
My game's glitched. Y'all saw the scoreboard thing I sent you. I think it's just I got some weird glitch.
You edited that.
I
did that intentionally.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, how you doing, Psycho?
I am doing fantastic. Just got done watching the Loki season finale, and damn, that was some really good shit. And then I was playing the new Like a Dragon Gaiden today, and that was fun, except for the karaoke scene, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah. Right on, dude. How are you doing, Pong Soul?
Doing great. It's Friday. We already caught you in 4K lying, so it's been a good Friday so far. Glad to be here. Obviously awesome to have Steel joining us tonight for some conversations. We had a nice 4-hour show last night on PM to PM. So definitely some big topics this week. Chat, you guys are all looking absolutely incredible, as always. Thank you all for joining us. But yeah, we got a lot to get into and talk about. Like you said, we've been playing some Modern Warfare 3, so we'll have some opinions about that so far. And yeah, IGN still sucks. So continue to burn it all down, IGN. Continue to burn it all down. Let's go.
It's crazy. Fuzzy Belvedere, how are you, bro?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here with you guys. And just looking at Twitter, just being Twitter, or X being X, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, just having fun listening to, I guess, brain damaged.
No.
He just said brain damage and got cut out.
Part of PlayStation, not part of Sony, or
there we go. You cut out, Fuzzy, so everybody missed you.
You cut out after brain damage.
Yeah.
So we didn't hear anything else you said after that. What were you saying?
Oh, I guess in some sort of dimension, PlayStation's no longer part of Sony. At least that's what I heard. I don't know. Maybe
it's separate.
I bumped my head. Two separate entities altogether,
but
not
it's
even
separate.
the same.
Fuzzy, you just don't know business, man. You just don't know business.
Guys,
big brains, man.
Business like I do.
We've got big brains in this community.
Yeah.
Frito-Lay's and Pepsi, Pepsi's hasn't been
they haven't made a
profitable.
I heard they have their headquarters located on Jupiter.
I thought it was Uranus.
Jupiter have rings.
All I know is whatever that guy is smoking, he needs to share. Just puff, pass. Just whatever it is.
You probably don't want to share what he's smoking.
Because the same rules would apply. Did he say that Xbox is not part of Microsoft, or like?
I mean, they've been saying that though, right?
Xbox is going third party in 2027 or going out of business. One or two. I don't know. It changes every minute.
2027.
Bungie is a Sony problem, not a PlayStation problem. So that's what it all comes down to.
Yeah, Bungie could burn and PlayStation's fine.
What happens to PlayStation if Sony goes out of business?
Oh, PlayStation's fine. It can stand on its own.
Yeah, they're a separate
They
business.
won't be a part of that. They'll exist.
Okay, it's interesting.
They'll no longer be Sony PlayStation. It'll just be PlayStation now. That's
Yeah.
PlayStation,
the only
PlayStation.
difference.
It's a PlayStation's PlayStation.
Can Sony sell PlayStation if they wanted to?
Yes.
Or could PlayStation sell Sony since they're separate?
Right.
Yeah.
They need to get
Yeah.
their bread up.
Good
and sell
PlayStation.
Sony.
I think
Sony.
PlayStation will sell Sony. This
Maybe,
way,
yeah.
because
maybe that's
they
what
want
Jim tried to
out.
do. Jim went to the Sony corp office and
That
said, "You
was
guys
the
are shutting
problem?
down. We're
That
shutting
was
you
the
down."
problem?
Yeah, PlayStation's shutting you down, Sony.
That's
we're
their
done with
beef
you.
right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't thrown them out.
PlayStation.
I mean, they were going to lose their jobs, you know. So. Anyway, yeah, we've got a lot to get into. I'm glad to be here with you guys, man. Just been kind of bubbling over as far as all this stuff. Can't wait to get into it. Let's
Yeah.
do this.
Right on, man. How you doing, Jasper?
Doing pretty good. Like everyone else said, we were just playing Call of Duty, and then yeah, I'm excited to talk about the Game Awards. I've been waiting for this topic to come up. So
Okay.
Right on.
it's finally coming around.
I mean, we don't have the nominees yet, so the point
Yeah.
of this is for us to try and guess who the nominees are going to be. I think in one
I
of the
figured
more-
we would eventually do this like a prediction show, so that's kind of what I was
Yeah.
waiting on.
I mean, it's really not far away. We got less than a month before the actual Game Awards now, and we know on Monday the nominees. I think is it Monday? I think it's Monday that the nominees are going to get announced, and then the voting will all start and stuff. So this is kind of the last chance to speculate on what those are going to be before we actually know. So I figured it'd probably be a kind of a good topic for this show. Yeah, we got other stuff to talk about, obviously. You know, we could talk about the amazing voice acting that's out there right now. I saw, you know, all the voice actors are afraid of losing their jobs, but let me tell you guys, really who you got to worry about, you should be worried about Young Yeah taking your job right now, because the job that he did as Kiryu, is that how am I saying it?
Kiryu?
Kiryu?
Yeah.
The
Kiryu.
job he did in that, absolutely phenomenal. You know, it's just like,
Bring on
Spot
AI. Bring on AI. Let's go.
yeah.
Oh, then I can't play that game, so no, let's not do that.
I'm Kiryu, and I'm going to kick your butt.
You should have waited
That's
like
my
3 minutes before.
Bam,
you
do his
called.
singing. Do his singing.
I am in the karaoke bar, and I am singing. Yeah, it's so great. I'm Young, yeah, and I'm Kiryu at the same time. Yeah.
Chris Pratt should roast him live on
Oh, my God.
Spaces.
Yeah, Chris Pratt's actually funny, so that would be pretty good. So that would be
Hey,
interesting.
Gabagoo.
Yeah, where the funny thing is though that Young has been getting heavily criticized for his portrayal now of a very popular video game character, much beloved one, and he was chosen to be the new voice of Kiryu in Yakuza, and people aren't really pleased with the dubbed version now. But in reaction, the YouTube content creator known as Young has decided to block people that have been criticizing him. Even a good friend of ours, Neo GameSpark, actually got blocked by Young, which was pretty interesting considering he also has criticized other voice actors and stuff on his own channel, and on social media as well. So it is what it is. A little hypocrisy there, but you know, just a little bit. It's a tiny bit of hypocrisy, but we'll see how he does in the future.
He thinks he's the next Troy Baker. That's why.
Hey guys, it was his first try. Guys can't be that critical of him.
It was his first and his last try as Kiryu.
Damn.
We'll see what happens in the future. Maybe he'll improve. But anyway, besides that, guys, this has been an interesting week. Lots of PlayStation news out there still. Again, delays on stuff, but you know, this is an Xbox show. But it's been.
We won't talk about Delay Station today.
Yeah, it's been interesting.
Naughty
to see all
Dog
that
lost
stuff.
somebody big too.
No,
I
they're
know,
not delaying
man.
anything.
I saw that.
That's
Naughty
a
Dog. Yeah.
look, man. They're doing that because they want to retain quality. It's the best thing they could do. We all know that we're going to get good games out of it. It's all good. It's going to be 6 bangers that come out of this. You guys are so doom and gloom. We're going to get the best games because they did this, man. The best.
Yeah.
So says Steel.
It's all for good. Yeah, all for good.
Yeah, it
Trim
can't be
the
always-
fat,
Amazing.
get lean and mean. right?
Yeah, it can't always be negative, man. You know.
Yeah, that's true. But
Gotta think about the
yeah,
positives.
other than that, it's also a little bit of news. More layoffs across the industry at several different studios, for sure. Not just happening at PlayStation, but also Embracer Group stuff is going down again. Free Radical might get shut down.
That's
There's
crazy.
rumors there. You have layoffs from a couple different studios, kind of all in the last couple days, starting to getting put out there. So just gotta hope for the best for a lot of these studios that are out there. And I think the industry's kind of having a correctional phase right now, trying to trim a lot of stuff down. But Embracer Group especially is in a bad spot. So I'm hoping for the best for them. Maybe they can turn it around. We'll see if Xbox or any other big publishers go out there and try and maybe save like a Free Radical or something like that. Do y'all think that would be? I mean, some of us are thinking that Xbox might wait for the fire sale, right, from Embracer Group. But I don't know if some of these developers and some of these IPs and stuff are going to survive that. The IPs obviously because they're just IPs, but the talent behind them, right? If the studios get closed or if they're just cut down to almost nothing, and are a shell of themselves at that point, then are they really worth anything at the end of the day? So what would y'all rather see? Like somebody scoop in and right now and get them, or just wait? I don't know.
I think if anything, Xbox might scoop in and pick up possibly like we call it Crystal Dynamic and Eidos Montreal for a decent amount, and this way they can maybe have Embracer stay alive. Because you wait for a fire sale, that's not good because they are a publisher, and you don't want to see a big publisher like Embracer going away because they do put out a lot of games that are great, and they do they have a lot of people that that are under their umbrella, and I'd rather see them staying afloat and still be in the industry than be killed off to save a couple bucks.
Yeah,
but that's just
business wise. Some of these big publishers that would be in the acquisition phase might wait till the last minute, but I don't know. Fuzz, what do you want to see happen here? I mean, best bang for your buck, you wait, but then what are you getting? So
yeah, it's hard to wait until basically everybody's going to, like, when it's one of those things where they're starting to have meetings and they're going to have to give people pink slips. A lot of people are redoing their resumes, and they'll bounce before the doors close, kind of thing, because they don't want to be the last one left to compete against everybody else they let go. They're going to try to at least find a place before things go down. But I've heard a rumor that after the whole thing with Crackdown 3 and how the technology was swooped up, I think, by Amazon, and that kind of screwed over the whole destructible environments. And then when Double Helix was swooped up, and then they had to find the other guys that are actually now working, getting back to working on Killer Instinct, they decided to craft contracts that if there's ever a sale or a big change to the teams that they're hiring to work on a project, that they're supposed to, if there's a offer of sale, they're supposed to be able to be afforded at least a bid. But do they want to wait for that situation? Like you said, if everybody's already starting to leave out the front door before stuff collapses, their best bet's to swoop up Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal as soon as they can. See if they can't get the Tomb Raider IP and the other IPs that came along with them when they were sold off from Square Enix. But in the grand scheme of things, I think if Microsoft does at least get Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal, and maybe they also purchase that the license for Tomb Raider, that will hopefully hold over Embracer long enough to kind of stand on their own or at least stabilize. Yeah, it's not looking good right now. We had kind of hoped that things would not reach this point, but I just hope Microsoft makes a decision sooner rather than later, because last thing you want to do is see that talent leave. Now, if they're able to kind of quietly recruit some of those people over, let's say, to the initiative or over to Playground or whatever the case may be, that's great to some extent. But I think, picking it up as a whole unit, that might be best to have the complete team, the complete cohesive team that are used to working together and know each other's strengths and weaknesses, and have been working together probably for the past 5 years or so, more. That might be the better deal to get that all before it starts breaking up into people going here, there, and everywhere kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the contracts that Xbox has with that they'd made previously with Square Enix for Crystal Dynamics, for Perfect Dark, and also supposedly Eidos Montreal for Fable as well, right? If those kind of put them in a safer spot within within Embracer, if there's be like the most secure studios because they're kind of getting paid by somebody else to develop game right now, you know what I mean? Like, or
Yeah, that's your
Possible.
guaranteed money, so you want to save them as much as possible.
and plus Crystal Dynamics working on their biggest game they've ever worked on.
Really though, it just depends on what Lars' end game is in all this, right? What they're looking at, because they just had the CFO quit, right? Or was the COO?
COO, yeah.
COO.
They just bailed.
I just quit. So that's never a good sign at the top. So it depends what Lars is looking at. How long can he keep this afloat? Does he think he can downsize enough to have Embracer at least live on? Or is he looking at complete wasteland, devastation, where slowly but surely he's going to run out of options, and at some point he's going to have to call it? So that's the big question. I'm sure he's scrambling to try to find funding. Knowing him, he's trying to find some more backers to try to prop himself up so that he doesn't have to decimate the whole entire company. But ultimately, if he can't find backers and he can't support, a good portion of what he's got, then ultimately he might just decide that it's just better to close up shop and call it, because he's just going to be burning through cash he doesn't have anymore. So, that's ultimately what's going to determine which way this goes. I'm sure for the people involved, he's trying to stay afloat, but I think that ultimately it's better for everybody if they are going to, of course, business wise, you wait for a fire sale. That's, when you get your best value. That's, just being a business side of things. But as somebody who might care about some of the dev teams sticking around and sticking together, some of the talent not being let go and moving on elsewhere, if you want to keep those dev teams together, then you want to swoop in when you can and make a deal to make sure that you're locking that down so that people don't leave, so that they know they're secure. Because obviously the devs know what's happening. And obviously everybody at Gearbox, everybody at Eidos Montreal, everybody at Crystal Dynamics, even the top performing dev teams have to wonder what's going to happen here. I heard Gearbox might be trying to
expensive studios they have to run too, right?
Right.
So.
And I think Gearbox, I heard, was trying to buy themselves out of Embracer again. They're trying to find either another purchaser or to buy themselves out and go indie again. But yeah, I think those people eventually, if it gets too hot in the kitchen, some devs might jump ship for safer waters if they can find it, right? So that's why I would swoop in. If I'm Microsoft, if I have the ability, and again, we don't know what their decision making looks like right now with ABK just getting wrapped up, you got to come in now and you got to grab what you want out of there, and you got to secure those devs and secure those teams and the IP before there is a fire sale. So that's what I would do.
Do you think there'd be any interest, guys, in Free Radical from Xbox? Like,
no.
Just haven't really done anything.
They haven't done anything. They brought back a lot of the Free Radical team from the old days, so that's always cool. But those people haven't worked together in a very long time. Again, as much as I love Time Splitters, as much as there is a fandom for Time Splitters, it's just not it's not an IP. That's why Embracer Group was so cool to me, is because Lars's vision was to bring back these so-called unwanted IPs or forgotten IPs. It just doesn't have enough recognition, I don't think, unless somebody like a Devolver Digital jumps in, right? Somebody like that would jump in that I could maybe see some value in the IP, maybe sees the vision. But a big publisher or somebody like that, I just don't think so. I don't.
Yeah.
Sad. Very sad.
Yeah, it is. I want to shift gears to some Call of Duty, guys.
Let's do it.
Steel Rain, have you played much of the campaign? I know. I saw
I've
you in
beaten
the
the campaign.
DMs. You've beaten it. Okay.
Mhm.
So we'll start with campaign first, because that was the early access and a lot of people played it more. And but it had some crazy reviews out there and stuff. Maybe some of them are justified, maybe not. I don't know. But I think the one most prominent one obviously is the IGN 4, right?
Yeah,
that they gave it.
facts.
But overall thoughts from you as a Call of Duty veteran, right? On the campaign and where it sits with you, and kind of overall thoughts on that kind of score for this game.
I definitely think that the 4 for the game, and I mentioned this on Boom Show on Thursday. I think 4 is extremely disingenuous, mainly because that's like saying that the game doesn't have any quality to it at all. At some parts that it may be broken, that there's no thought that was put into it. And I would have to disagree with every aspect of that. Now, I feel like this kind of leads into another scenario where it's like, we really need to find a way to refine how we look at reviews, that graphics, audio, gameplay kind of thing. Because to me, at least, I can agree that the campaign is short. Now, I also come from an era of multiplayer gaming where I was paying upwards of $50 to $70 for Battlefield for online only, and it didn't have a story either on PC early on. So for me, campaign isn't necessarily everything. What I will say, and I won't get into any spoilers for those who are interested in the story, it was entertaining for me from the time that I started it. And that's very hard a lot of the time for me to get into, especially for first-person shooter games. And I think it was rambunctious enough because it continued from MW2. It was just like, okay, I'm interested in this. Now, is it as good as a Titanfall 2 from what people have said? No. Is it as good as Far Cry? No. But it's Call of Duty, and it's always been up and down, hit or miss with their stories. Now, the biggest reasons why we get Call of Duty at the end of the day is for the multiplayer. So for me, not only is the 4 disingenuous, but again, I also don't like the fact that we're allowing people to judge games based off of half of what the game is, if you want to look at it that way. Because there are a lot of people who do care about the campaign, just because I may not as much as other people do, but I understand that people want quality. And from a quality standpoint, I do think that was here. But if we're going to get back into the conversation of, oh, well, it has to be a certain amount of time for me to be excited. Well, people say that it takes 4 additional hours to beat Spider-Man 2, as an example. Is that game less valuable all of a sudden because you still had to pay $70 for it? Or are you just self-determining that Spider-Man is of so much better quality than a Call of Duty, and that's why it's more worth it to you? Although Call of Duty is the game that's going to sell millions and make billions of dollars at the end of the day. So it's just like, for me, someone who has played, I'm about level 33 right now in the multiplayer. I beat the campaign on hard, and overall, I feel pretty satisfied with the product that I've got. Now, I do want to say this. Is it an expansion? In every way, shape, and form. It is actually funny to me, and the guys know that I've been kind of doing this, playing about this in the background, because I did it when the beta dropped. This is literally exactly what we talked about. This was a game that was supposed to be an add-on. Again, even in the files from what it's coming out as, it's labeled as DLC. I don't know how much further we need to, or what other proof that we need to say, hey, guys, we were right. But this is a justified expansion at the end of the day.
Especially with the Schreier report as well, right? That
Yeah,
came out, all
exactly.
that stuff.
Exactly. 16-month turnaround. And again, this game still has a good amount of quality. The multiplayer definitely feels better than Modern Warfare 2 did, and I enjoyed what I had in Modern Warfare 2. So I feel like that's an improvement for me at least. So I think it's a 7.
I think that's like one of the major problems is like people like they see it as a DLC, so they're not wanting to justify the $70 price tag.
Exactly.
It's a $70 game or whatever, but at the same time you have to look like you're getting a campaign, you're getting a zombie mode, you're getting a full multiplayer, you're getting all the things that make up a full game. So even though it is DLC or not DLC, like that's up to you to decide if that content's enough for you.
You could say the same thing about like a sequel that comes out.
You could say that about
later.
fucking Madden every year. Like,
yeah,
exactly. And that's what I've been saying about this. And I feel like this is additional proof, though, that we don't need a Call of Duty next year. Let this one breathe. Hey, Microsoft, maybe I need you to hear this. Let Call of Duty breathe for at least another year and let this be your main line, because they're about to bring another Warzone out also with this game, with these gameplay mechanics.
Yeah.
So it's just like, how many times do you need to try to reinvent the wheel before you just let the wheel run for a bit? Maybe you get a flat tire on the back half, or maybe your tires start getting bald, and you might have to look at starting to get a new pair of Pirellis or something like that. For those who don't know, there's a tire brand, but or Michelin's, whatever you're into, Firestones, whatever. But it's just, I feel like people again are just being overly critical about something because they want to be overly critical about something. Again, this is the easiest $70 that Activision has ever made. And if that doesn't feel good to you, then don't buy it, don't play it. But don't complain that you have FOMO because you want to play the game, but you're on some high horse because you're standing up to the man. It's what you got to decide what's good for you. So
I can't believe out of all those tire brands you didn't mention Yoko's, but
I didn't.
Disappointed.
I said I was thinking about it right after I stopped. I was like, I didn't want to keep going. But yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling about it. I'm at a 7 for Call of Duty overall, and it's mainly because it is an expansion. It's not a brand new game. It's not like going from Modern Warfare to Black Ops. It's not that. It's Modern Warfare game.
Yeah.
So it's a 7.
direct sequel.
I like it.
Like if you had to review the campaign separately, alone or by itself, what would you say for that?
I'll probably give the campaign a 7 too. There's some pieces in the middle of the campaign that feel disconnected. I was like, well, what just happened?
And they could have designed better too.
And some of it could be, but I don't mind the DMZ or Warzone aspects cool. More so. Yeah. I feel like it wasn't so open to the point to where it was like, oh man, it's just too huge, but it also wasn't so stripped down and narrow to where it was like, oh man, I can't really move around. If you're mad that you have versatility in a campaign, like I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, but again, I'm the multiplayer guy. Mostly.
I think that the problem with the open world levels, it's not the size of it that's being too big or small. The problem is it's just like lazy level design because they just throw in 3 objectives, you go defuse them, and it's over. Like,
I get that. Yeah, for sure, I get that.
I think that's the main problem with the open world levels is just super lazy and like, what the fuck is the point of this?
Yeah.
It's fun, Jasper.
It felt good with it. It felt good within the story, though. For somebody that didn't expect a lot,
it's Call of Duty.
He told me how he played that first one too, because I'm on the helicopter mission that where you blow up the 3 or sorry, spoiler alert. Sorry,
there's 3 choppers, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, there's a level and you got to do the stuff and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, we were talking about it and he was telling me how he did that level and I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound like fun. You know, because he just went and it's like over in like a minute, you know, and I'm like,
oh yeah, Jasper. I didn't do that. I didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I parachuted on the first one, blew it up, shot an RPG on the second one, and then airstrike the third one, and the mission was over pretty much. I was like, oh, okay.
Right. But that was your choice, Jasper.
I was doing the objective.
You like to finish games fast. Let's be real. You do.
For me, I've landed there and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go check out what's in this building, see what I can
I'm going to find all the supers. I'm going to find the boxes. I want to find all the weapons.
That's the one thing that I will say that isn't negative for me. And that's because that's what I enjoyed about Call of Duty was the fact that they had a story that was for beat, right? And I get why people don't like the more openness of it because it doesn't keep the intensity. Although I say that, and I felt the intensity while I was playing.
There's a lot.
Like I was getting in situations where it was like, Oh, I thought I had a silencer on my gun. Obviously, I don't have one. Oh man, now they're
Nope.
chasing me.
Yeah, I'm
Like, I don't
playing
know.
on
It
hard,
was-
and I actually died twice in that mission because I'm running around and stuff, which maybe I just suck ass. I don't know, but like, I'm finding fun in it. Like I'm not gonna say it's like the best Call of Duty campaign ever or anything like that.
Oh,
You know what I
no,
mean? But
no,
like,
no.
I don't understand some of the like. I understand criticism for sure. You know what I mean? But like, I don't understand like a 4 and saying this is like the worst thing ever, like, and all that kind of stuff. And like, I do feel like their value is there in this game, and I do see quality, right, when I play it, especially now in the multiplayer. Besides my glitches that I had today,
I will say, like, outside of like so far, I will say that their version of the campaign thus far, or the story thus far, doesn't hold a candle to the original. I thought it would, and in some parts, especially during Modern Warfare 2, but like now that they're in 3, it's not even remotely
Yeah.
close. I
Well, this is what we
remember those moments.
talked about too. Like when we kind of knew what they were doing with this, because it just didn't fit their model and MO at all to like put out a campaign like in the short turnaround for a Modern Warfare 3, like just seemed like unusual. And that's kind of where we knew that they were doing this probably to get out of that PlayStation marketing deal, or maybe Activision was just really desperate, or whatever the reason was. And
I think the problem with the campaign story overall is like with 2019, when they rebooted the franchise, they were telling a completely different story of Modern Warfare.
Exactly.
And now they're trying to come back and put in those aspects from the
It's
original
too late
game into
now.
this.
Yeah.
It's like
just tell your story.
tell the original story. Stop trying to put stuff that we already know back in the game. Like, just keep it going.
That 19 campaign is probably my favorite campaign since Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, which is my favorite Call of Duty campaign, period. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, like the original Modern Warfare game, was like a pinnacle of gaming in all facets. Like, it changed the game for multiplayer. It changed the game for like campaigns and what you can get out of quality in a campaign, like in a military shooter like that and stuff too. And like 2019 kind of recaptured that magic, but they told it in a completely different way, and it's a great story. Modern Warfare 2 campaign was really good too, but I didn't like it as much as the 2019. And then the Modern Warfare 3, it was like a rush job, kind of put together what you can or whatever. But I'm still having a lot of fun with it right now. So that's where it's like, okay, maybe if you say that you're comparing it only against Call of Duties and you're trying to rank it, like, even then I would still say like 6 or 7. You know what I mean? Like,
the thing is, like, if you're talking about worst story, that goes to Black Ops 3. If you're talking about worst like campaign level design, that goes to this game.
Well, how about Black Ops 4? That's the worst story in a worst campaign because it didn't even fucking exist, right? So
I thought the game was okay.
well, Black Ops 4?
Yeah.
No, there was no campaign though. Like,
I know, but there was only multiplayer. And I thought it was okay.
Yeah, Black Ops 4 was okay.
I didn't necessarily mind it, but like, I find it funny that we actually got a campaign in this one, but it's like, like, it's judged harsher than a game that didn't even have a campaign. And both of these games also have something in common, Steel, where they're rehash maps, right? Like,
I mean, yeah.
So, anyway, like, they've done this before, right? They did this before with Black Ops 4. They did this now again, but
Black Ops 4 had some new maps too.
It had some new maps, but there was no campaign. You know, and they had zombies too, right?
And you had Blackout.
Right. But overall, I feel like the days of, you're talking about like, hey, give them time and space. Steel, like, I don't think it's going to happen next year, obviously, because I think Treyarch's ready for this next Black Ops game. They've had extra time now. Like, this game,
you can always have more time,
an extra year. But I feel like the days of getting these kind of Call of Duties, these like mishmash, like, you know, a Black Ops 4 type thing, or like this year, right?
Where they come to the three main studios and they're like, we need one of you all to put out a fucking game next year. Which one of you all are doing it?
Like, come on, no weekends. You know, you're gonna sleep under your desk. You know, like, whatever you got to do, you got to get done. And you know, I think those days of those kind of CODs are over, right? I think now is going to be, you know, they're gonna have more breathing room and stuff. So That's one of the benefits of a acquisition here, right? So we get to celebrate that a little bit. Fuzzy, have you played it at all?
No, I'm still waiting until it goes on sale.
Yeah.
Especially hearing that it's a shorter campaign. It's like, well, that's the main thing I'm gonna be buying it for. I don't want to pay full price at this point. But I just look at it this way with the whole review aspect of things. Maybe it's time we move away from numbers and just go to, pass or fail or thumbs up, thumbs down, buy, rent, sale, wait for a deep discount, whatever the case may be, because it just seems like there isn't the consistency when the numbering system is involved, at least at certain sites. Some people are pretty good with the consistency of either comparing it to previous titles within that genre or other titles within that same, genre or something. But when you have a game get a score that you normally attribute to having broken content or not playable or things like that, it's like like anything that's below 5 should be for it's broken in some way, shape, or form to where it's either not playable or playable, but you may lose progress or something to that effect. 5 or 6 would be like, I didn't really like this. I mean, graphically it was great, audio great. This design was terrible. Overall, it was middling. 5 or 6 or something. But like when you go to 4, I expect that you get to 30 minutes in and it either locks up your console where you have to reboot or something crazy like that where you're a sugar cube or something flying through the city. So I don't know. Yeah. It just feels weird to me.
Right on, man. Have you tried it at all yet, Psycho? Or are you waiting?
Well, I did not play the campaign, but I've played the multiplayer and digging the multiplayer, enjoying it. Really smooth. It's a I like the beta, so that aspect of Call of Duty, I can't complain. It's not lacking. It's doing what COD does best, and they got they brought back a lot of the favorite features from past CODs. Like the slide cancel and things like that. So it's really good, and a lot of people having fun.
Yeah.
If the campaign is not mind-blowing, well, guess what? Like Steel saying, their campaign stories have been hit and miss. It's either really good or it's not that great, but they never give it a 4 ever. I think this is the lowest scoring Call of Duty ever by IGN, I believe. I don't think they have ever given.
No, they've never given a Call of Duty a 4. Like even Ghost or
all of a sudden, they're acquired. It's all we gotta rethink how we score our Call of Duties. This is really, and it's like, it's sad. It's IGN's just imploding within themselves because everybody is having a blast, and it's the highest. It's the number 1 game, I think, in the PlayStation Store, and
it's number 1 across the board.
Yeah. So here we go,
and it broke the European internet. So
that's true. It was like
but it's a 4
ever or something like that.
But it's a 4.
Yes, it was.
That's
the internet companies were all
campaign,
complaining.
Yes.
Yeah,
people playing fucking multiplayer in Call of Duty. Let's be honest, like that's breaking the internet, not the fucking campaign.
Well, of course, Jasper. Of course.
Yeah. So the multiplayer, I have to say, like, feels really damn good. I'm still getting my bearings with it. Like I haven't had like a great game yet. You know what I mean?
Same.
But you got 57 kills earlier, dude. But the way the movement feels, the way the guns feel, like this is probably the best that it's felt in a very, very long time, right? So that's
zombies is cool as shit.
Yeah. So
also for the multiplayer, like they're all remakes, but they also have another mode that they brought back from World War II called War. and it goes through some of the multiplayer maps,
Yep.
but they've expanded those.
It was fun. That was fun. I played it earlier. It is it is fun.
So I played
A lot of
one.
fun.
It was like Operation Spearhead or something. It started off on the evasion map, but it's like kind of back a little bit. So you like blow up 2 SAM sites, and then you push up into the multiplayer
It's like
map.
Rush from
Yeah,
Battlefield.
You
It's called
escort
the
a
version
tank
of it,
through the
yeah.
map, and then it like you go outside the multiplayer map again, and then you like
Yep.
plant some more bombs or some shit. So like they've
Nice.
even expanded the original maps to add stuff
So
to
it is like Rush. I asked Jasper. earlier
Yeah,
if was
it
like
is
Rush
like
It's
from
not really like
Battlefield.
Rush because you don't
Well-
escort fucking tanks, but
Well, no, but
Not
the
all the time,
concept
but
is
the
the
way
same
they-
from point to
yeah.
point to point, right? That's
It's
what you're trying to do.
that movement forward, and then you
Yeah.
get a chance to
You
fight
open
back.
it, you
and then
get to the
defend.
point, you do objectives, and then it opens up more of the map. You
Yep.
push forward.
Yeah,
you do
yep,
the objectives
exactly.
And, okay.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Right on. I love that shit, man.
That shit was fun as fuck when I played it earlier. I was like, wow, this is kind of cool. At least for the Call of Duty standpoint, for sure.
Yeah. Right on, man.
they also have Ground War, which is maps take place on the Warzone map. So
Yeah. So let's talk about zombies a little bit, because this is like, which, I mean, honestly, like to talk about the mishmash of kind of what they did with this game, they kind of just took DMZ, right, and turned it into zombies,
Yeah.
right?
That's literally what they did. Yep.
But for what it's worth, I gotta say,
It plays good though.
I actually am going to play this zombies because I like this style of zombies, and I'm not a big fan of the other zombies.
I
Right?
hate on it, man, but
Like it, I like the zombies. I
hate it. It's so
zombie and like fans, like
It did so
fans of the zombie mode, are probably gonna like a lot of them are gonna hate it. I like it though. because-
I've seen a lot of people talking positive about it.
Yeah.
That they're having a great time with it.
People are gonna like it, man. Yeah. It gets intense.
I love the concept of it. It's like it's more my style. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like 100%. So I wasn't a fan of the zombies modes before, just like constantly backtracking, fighting off.
I like
and
that
moving
shit
around,
before,
shit.
but I like
like it's just I like playing at my pace, you know. And this kind of allows me.
the
to do that a
only
little bit more.
the main problem I have with it is you got a 45-minute timer, so you can't fucking be in there for 4 hours. You can only do online zombies, so you can't do like solo and like just.
I mean,
You can
play
just
You can solo.
You can solo.
You can solo it.
You can join solo, but you're still in a multiplayer lobby with other people. You can have a solo squad, but
man, it doesn't
Yeah.
hurt any. It doesn't bother your experience though.
yeah,
It's
but
like
if you wanna,
Destiny
like,
in that way.
fuck around and like do your own shit and then survive for 4 hours and try to do the Easter egg and stuff yourself. You can't do that. That's the problem.
I mean,
It's missing the zombie sport.
I got you,
It's like-
but
I don't know.
Jasper, why did you buy this game?
Because it's Call of Duty, bro.
Oh, it's fucking funny, man. I love it. I'm gonna play 100 hours in it this weekend.
Outbreak. I will say Outbreak is better than this zombies.
Outbreak.
And Outbreak
Ops?
was Outbreak zombies from Black Ops. I think that was better than this, but it's
I didn't
like
play it like
similar.
that, so I think by
The
default that
problem with
makes this one better.
You just like
problem with-
celebrities.
The celebrity what?
The zombies in the zombies modes and like the Call of Duties where they have all the celebrity people come in as the skins.
That was
or
like
whatever.
one map, bro.
Was it? No, they did that for a couple years, man. Like they would have like different like celebrity like characters with voice acting and stuff in zombies.
There was Call of the Dead, which had George Romero and some actors in it. That was like Black Ops 2. That was one map. They
Yeah,
had
they did
JFK
that.
for 5 in Black Ops 1.
They did that for a couple of years. I thought they like had these trailers and they like had the actors and stuff.
The main
tripping?
zombie story was with Dempsey, Nikolai, Richtofen, stuff like that.
Yeah, this was the add-on content. Like
Yeah,
like,
but
that
no
came
one,
out later.
those maps fucking suck. No one likes those.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, I remember like they had so many different trailers with these like actors and they like and stuff for the zombies modes, but I guess it only existed once. I don't know. I could be wrong. But anyway, guys, let's get into the Game Awards.
Oh,
We're about to get news on Monday about the nominees.
oh,
So the nominees are going to be announced, and let me tell you right now, there is going to be a shitstorm on Monday, because no matter which nominees get nominated, there are going to be some massive snubs. Right now, there was an award show today that I tried to watch some, but it was just too hard to watch. I just couldn't watch it. It was the Golden Joystick Awards, right?
Yeah.
So you had
They're pretty good, usually.
Yeah, I tried. It's like I don't know. Like it was a little boring, but they did have some awards, and they had like PlayStation Game of the Year, which was Resident Evil 4 Remake, which was interesting.
Woo!
They had Xbox Game of the Year, which was Starfield.
Resident Evil isn't a PlayStation game.
Was that?
I said Resident Evil isn't a PlayStation game.
It is to the Golden Joystick Awards.
Oh,
It's the best game on PlayStation this year.
Best game on PlayStation this year.
Bet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have to question, was Spider-Man 2 in the running for that? Did they have like,
Yes.
It couldn't have been. No, it couldn't. There's no
It
way.
was.
was it nominated?
Yeah.
No. No,
Then that makes
It-
no sense.
because it was too much. It was too buggy. They just couldn't.
No.
How can this game?
God.
There was no way that game.
Psycho's being Psycho. He's just talking.
Now I'm
shit.
being psycho.
Did
but
they?
no.
Because I turned it off after like 30 seconds. So was there
Superhero
like
dome.
a like thing of like, and the nominees are?
I'm looking it up.
Because
Spider-Man. It was Spider-Man. It was
So Spider-Man 2 was nominated,
yeah.
and they got beat
Spider-Man.
out by Resident Evil 4 Remake for best place.
Yeah, because it looked better. It looked
That
better.
makes no
It was
sense.
most polished.
It's just this is crazy. Like,
That makes no sense when one game is literally a PlayStation game. You can't take
PlayStation
that
Game of the
serious.
Year nominees: Final Fantasy, Resident Evil 4, Street Fighter, Humanity, Armored Core, and Jedi Star Wars Survivor.
Right.
And Armor
Wasn't
Core is in
included.
there. Like, what are we doing?
Damn it! I wanted to
So
be
Spider-Man probably it just came out, so they probably didn't have enough time to put in that list. I would
So
say.
it was not nominated.
Psycho. I
The
make
voting
stuff up.
ahead.
I'm
The,
out.
That's
yeah,
what I was
because
trying to ask,
yeah, the
right?
voting happened ahead of time. That's why.
Right, so
yeah.
Don't listen to Psycho, guys. That's literally why.
Psycho. I am
Listen to
trying
me.
to get me
It got
juiced
stuck.
up.
I think most of the chat knows that already. Okay, all right.
I'm like, I'm sitting here like, bro, that makes
If it
no
was
sense.
nominated, that would be crazy to me.
I mean,
right?
those games still are fucking crazy, but I mean, still,
What else are you gonna put up there, Steel? I mean,
I don't know, fit in Spider-Man somehow.
well, no, but you
it-
can't because
MLB
you can't.
The
because of
Show
the
23.
before the voting.
Hey,
It
that's
was
yep.
fire.
You make it.
That's
Yep.
the best
Put MLB up there.
Horizon VR.
multi-plat game ever.
That's what. Oh, you know what, Psycho? You bring up a good point, though. VR games should be included because people told me that is included within the first party release schedule.
Mhm, yeah.
Oh yeah,
That is included as first party games.
correct.
So you
Call-
know what? Why
call to
aren't
the
we
mountain.
including VR games as game of
Wait,
the
so
year?
Iron Mike 404 says, but Spider-Man was nominated for their main game of the year. Was it?
No, it wasn't. No.
Hold
it's not.
on.
Mike, how many games of the year do you need to do one thing?
Well, the game that won
PlayStation
their
Game of the Year.
ultimate
It says-
game of the year was Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay, their ultimate game of the year list has fucking 20 games in it. So
Oh,
it was
okay.
Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man, Jedi Star Wars Survivor, Resident Evil, Starfield, Baldur's Gate, Cocoon, Final Fantasy, Diablo, Forza Motorsports, Armored Core, Assassin's Creed, Super Mario Bros, Street Fighter,
Of course.
So basically everything that came out this year.
Rush, Dead Space,
Exactly, yep.
Zelda,
So-
Lords of Fallen,
All the
and
big
stuff.
games that came out.
So, like, Spider-Man, what didn't miss the cutoff date then?
So-
I
so
wonder
again,
if
that leads back to-
their ultimate voting must have been late, maybe later. I don't know. I don't know how the golden joystick
They
works.
they had
Either
best
that or maybe
lead
PlayStation
performer,
Cats and nominated.
for Spider-Man.
no
they
way.
had best supporting performer for Spider-Man nominee. So,
So
Okay,
they had
well, then it could have been
Spider-Man
included.
in a lot of
Okay.
different categories, but wasn't even nominated for PlayStation.
Then I
Game
stand.
of the
Then
Year?
I stand corrected, and if that's the
The-
case, then Psycho
Somebody's
winds up being
high.
right.
I-
So
Take it back.
No!
Everybody, listen to Psycho.
but it still wasn't in the
Oh!
PlayStation nominee. So I don't know why the fuck that. I don't know.
How
Somebody's
the fuck
high.
is
I don't
Spider-Man?
know. That makes no
like
sense.
even me as an Xbox.
Because it was
like,
a buggy mess.
Oh my god.
well, Forza. So is Forza Motorsport, and Jasper read that off, right?
Yeah.
That looked
Like,
gorgeous though. That was almost lifelike.
I mean,
so
I
they
love-
gave it a pass
I love the shit
Give
out
it a
of
pass.
Forza, but it did launch
But it's a
with
racing
a lot
game.
of bugs. In it.
Hey,
because
looking at the
Spider-Man
sugar
2 is the
cube can
same
be awesome as well.
old, the same as something. It's just the same of the same. That's all.
Same of the same.
Same of the same.
So,
Swing to the
and that
left.
is
Chop,
weird
chop,
though.
chop.
What was the nominees for again? Jedi Survivor got nominated for PlayStation Game of the Year over Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Oh, can you read that list again for
The
PlayStation?
PlayStation list is Final Fantasy, Resident Evil 4, Street Fighter 6, Humanity, Armored Core, and Jedi Star Wars Survivor.
I'm
Jedi
so
Survivor.
confused
What the
about
fuck
that.
is Humanity?
So only
That's that indie game that
yeah,
like
you follow
people-
a whole bunch of people.
where you follow the people around, or you got that little
got
dog that guides all the
nominated
people.
over
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2?
I'm surprised they didn't
they
have
didn't-
Hogwarts on that list. That
They
felt
want
like an
a
exclusive.
sequel.
I don't even see Hogwarts in any of their lists.
Oh, they got
Maybe
they
they
got
don't.
snubbed.
I'll be right back.
didn't wanna have to get that
When hold on. When did Spider-Man come out again?
November 10th.
10th, 17th, something like that.
10th.
What was it? September or October?
October.
September.
October.
October.
The final. Okay, so the short lists were announced on September 29th. For a lot of everything except for like the Ultimate.
But then how is it nominated for the actors categories?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm just reading the rules and how they do this. The game of okay, so here we go. Golden Joystick Award 2023 nominations criteria. The game must have been released between November 23rd, 2022 and September
That's Spider-Man's in
29th,
there.
2022. Steel.
Oh, my fault.
And September 29th, 2023. So yeah, that's why Spider-Man
shouldn't be in there. Yeah.
shouldn't be in there at all.
How was it in the Ultimate Game of the Year category?
Ongoing online games which have launched before this period are eligible for the still playing and best game expansion categories. Games set for release after November 10th, the day of our show, 2023, will be eligible for the Most Wanted Award. Games released between September 29th, 2023, when public voting opens, and November 10th, 2023, the day of the awards, will be considered for our critically selected categories, plus the voted categories: Ultimate Game of the Year, Best Lead Performer, and Best Supporting Performer. So that's how it works.
Okay, let me first off
So,
saying
I guess.
that is
Yes,
a fucking
that's
horrible
stupid.
system. That is the stupidest
Yes.
shit I've ever seen. We
Yes.
give Keeley crap all the time for having like the worst
Yes.
of when it is, right? To maximize
But that's
our
why,
marketing and stuff.
yes,
But like
yes.
the golden joysticks, what
I
the
feel like
fuck
they're
are
just
you
picking
doing?
dates so they can like just pick the game that they actually want to win. They're like,
They're
game's coming
trying,
out.
yeah, they're trying to have their cake and eat it too by
Yeah.
having certain categories where certain games can still launch and still get nominated in certain categories, but other categories are off limits. Like, come on, man.
Right.
So
Why don't we
everybody's
just have the
represented.
awards in January.
Right.
Just call it
I
done.
don't understand this shit in November.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
100%. They all should be January, February.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
easy.
That'd be perfect. Yeah. February Game Awards. Oh, man.
That's
But
why
that explains
award
it.
season is when it is for movies, right? That's what award season is. That's why you have all the big award shows in January, February. But like what happens in gaming is they want to maximize on the marketing dollars with the lead up to holiday shopping and sales and stuff, and like so
Put
like
that sticker on there, Game of the Year.
So I'm gonna put my money. Can we bet on this stuff in Vegas? Do you think?
Let's
Because
do
I
it.
will
Let's
put
do
my
it.
money next year that Spider-Man 2 wins PlayStation Game of the Year.
There's no way, Paul.
Yes.
The game
Next
released
year,
this year.
Spider-Man
It just
2.
doesn't count. It doesn't count.
No, it does count.
They'll-
It says
they'll-
right
they'll
here.
forget
It
about it.
counts.
Oh my for them.
For what else are they gonna have in there though, Fuzz?
Helldivers too. Maybe-
Spider-Man 2
MLB.
will-
It's Wolverine, bro. That's coming out.
Anybody
Maybe
who's a
Helldivers
big
is a
gambler
great
in chat, let me know if you can vote in Vegas on the
I'm gonna play
on the
Helldivers.
Golden Joystick Awards, and I'm gonna put money on Spider-Man 2
I
right now.
doubt that. Maybe in Reno. Maybe in Reno.
Yeah, maybe Reno, somewhere.
Anyway, Atlantic City, maybe there. So we got a couple super chats here to get to real quick. Bold Alpha Wolfpack with the $5. Appreciate you. Says campaign is just the warm up. Why does everyone want it better than multiplayer all of a sudden? It's to attack Xbox. LOL. Yeah,
I don't know.
that's.
That's what
I
it
mean,
feels, but
yeah, it's
you say that you're wrong.
Jay Rimbert with the 5 says, how come we haven't got any doom and gloom articles for Sony? Because we would have gotten over 20 articles if this was Xbox. There has been a couple now. I think Paul Tassi with Forbes wrote one, and also GameIndustry.biz had one as well after all the layoffs and after the Bungie news came down. There was a couple. There hasn't been as much widespread talk as you would expect. However, it's starting. They're actually
They're forced.
They couldn't ignore it. You know what I mean? You can't ignore it for too long, right?
No.
Jax82 with the 5 says the Golden Joystick Awards was a joke. Couldn't continue watching it. I turned it on for 30 seconds and I heard somebody rambling on and I didn't understand what the hell they were talking about whatsoever. And like I just shut it right back off. I just saw who the winners were after. Starfield won best Xbox game or Xbox game of the year, right?
Yep.
Obviously. And yeah, but Resident Evil 4 was on Xbox. And so hey,
yeah,
Starfield's better than Resident Evil 4
on Xbox.
Okay, on Xbox.
I mean, considering that Starfield is actually an Xbox game, it should win.
It's just so funny though. Like the PlayStation category had a year where they didn't have a legitimate candidate, you know, for
it just doesn't make
their
sense.
own game
It just
of the
makes
year
it worse.
at the Golden Joysticks. But you know, we were told that they didn't have a first party games problem this year. But anyway,
PlayStation has no games.
I don't. Is anyone even looking? No one even knew about this fucking award show till today. Let's be honest.
I've heard of. Yeah, I've heard of the Gold Joysticks.
Yeah, the Gold
Joysticks
for a long time.
Now they're not prestigious. The BAFTAs are the more prestigious awards,
the
right? Because that's
DICE,
voted on by the devs. Because that's awarded by the peers, right? Which is a little bit different. Curious though, why didn't Baldur's Gate 3 win on PlayStation?
Because they didn't buy it.
That's a good question. Because it
won everything else.
Game of the year.
Yes, right. So how did that not win for PlayStation Game of the Year?
Yeah.
Nobody played it on PlayStation. They just capped for it.
That's a fact.
So let's get into this. So like maybe the Golden Joysticks gave us some insight on what to expect for categories over at the actual Game Awards show, where you're gonna have it, regardless of if it's the most prestigious or not or whatever, it's gonna be the most watched. And it's one of the most watched gaming events, if not the most watched gaming events every year right now. It grows every year, and you can bet your ass that it's going to be the most watched Game Awards ever this year as well.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of heat.
Just because, I mean, this year in gaming, we've had so many damn great games. It's like absolutely crazy. You read off that list of the ultimate game of the year candidates, Jasper. There's like 20 legitimate great games in there. You know what I mean? So...
yeah, I know. Shine Films. Yeah, I know it's player voted. So that's why Baldur's Gate 3 didn't win, but that's why I was questioning, because obviously in this community, everybody was saying Baldur's Gate 3 was a PlayStation exclusive, timed exclusive, and I was just shocked that more people didn't vote for Baldur's Gate 3. Is all I'm saying. That Resident Evil won out because Baldur's Gate 3 is the better game.
Speaking of Baldur's Gate 3, that Series S stuff's pretty cool, right?
Yes.
That potato.
There's no way that could be possible.
It's
no. Imagine devs actually optimizing Steel.
It's holding back the generation.
It's weird.
Crazy.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So the potato's not holding us back?
No.
It
It's
looks
been
like
PS5 this whole time.
It might be optimization.
Optimization. Starfield's the same thing, by the way, guys. So shout out to Todd Howard.
Yeah.
Optimization.
They just had an update today that gets about 10 average FPS more. So
yeah, wow. Who would have thought?
It turns out that
60
potato
FPS was possible.
is actually an educational tool for developers.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
You know what? That's a good point.
That's
Maybe we should take it to Harvard. They can teach classes with it.
They learn how to develop better by using the Series S.
No, Nate Dogs. Fuzzy did not say nobody played Spider-Man. We were talking about Baldur's Gate 3
on PlayStation.
Fuzzy's on a tear tonight. He's claiming that nobody played Spider-Man. That's
Fuzzy, would you like to clarify your comments that nobody played
Spider-Man?
It was
nobody on PlayStation played Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
If they played it, they probably played it on their PCs that they have, but they didn't play it on PlayStation.
No, because they booted it up. They played about an hour of it and were like, "What the fuck?"
They didn't play it at all because you had to pay for it.
They
don't play those types of games.
They rented it on GameFly. That's their game. That is PlayStation's Game Pass.
There'll be more
but
people
sales matter.
Play Baldur's Gate 3 on Series S than there will have been play on PlayStation 5.
Probably. Yeah.
No way.
I wouldn't.
Not without co-op.
Yeah. Yes. The Xbox, like the Divinity games, actually did pretty decent on Xbox. Like,
yeah, but you also have to realize that PlayStation has 50 million consoles, and there's probably like 20 million Series S's. So like,
yeah,
the numbers don't like statistically, you're probably not going to get more people playing on Series S.
There's more.
I don't
way
know.
more gamers interested in those types of games on Xbox than there is on PlayStation.
Correct.
If 0 people played on a PS5, all you need is one that played on a Series S.
No, Jasper, with that mindset. So Spider-Man had what, 6 million copies sold, and they have 50 million PS5s.
I think they're maybe up to 10 now. I'm not sure though.
I mean,
but
all due considering per prior history, those are pretty good numbers, Psycho.
Mm-hmm.
What, 10% of your fan base is playing the game?
That's
not everybody can be Nintendo.
Yeah,
per previous history.
PlayStation.
I don't agree with
Nintendo, but they didn't do it, so they're going to be Xbox now.
Here we have like Horizon, Forza Horizon 5, where we have like 35 concurrent players playing the game, but you know that's
well, to my point. Like that, really, I think the PlayStation is more the de facto casual box, and like
100%.
And then you have your like gamers that play like the big exclusives and stuff, but like there's not a really big audience for those kind of games, like a strategy games and like RPGs like that and stuff. They trashed on.
No, they like.
Do they have keyboard support?
Final Fantasy 16 type games.
Yeah, so which is different than for traditional Final Fantasy, right? So what I'm getting at is like
that's what Sony conditioned them.
A turn-based tactical style RPG, like CRPG, through and through. There's a much bigger audience in the Xbox ecosystem than on PlayStation. Even with PlayStation having a lot more console owners, right, out there. I'm not gonna say more users because of PC and the Xbox ecosystem, but like hardware wise, I would make a bet that there'll be more just alone on the Series S play Baldur's Gate 3 on Xbox than PlayStation 5. And we could look at the numbers for Wasteland 3 maybe as a comparison.
I would just say that like usually when you see like all these number breakdowns, like you always see PlayStation's usually like almost double the sales of Xbox.
For sure.
Big multi-plat titles that are more casual oriented.
Sale-wise, for sure.
A game like this is more of like a niche type audience, right? Not except unless you're on PC, right? I think Xbox console gamers play more games like this.
Yeah, they do. It's just facts.
It's a higher percentage of the audience. I get what you're saying, Jasper, but this is a different kind of game than those games, so that's where I'm going with it. Like if this was like Madden, or 2K, FIFA. Even Call of Duty, you know what I mean? Like I would say, yeah, there's gonna be more PlayStation players play it, but like on this one, there's definitely gonna be more Xbox gamers play Baldur's Gate 3.
I mean, here's an example for you. There was more. The first year MLB The Show was on Xbox. They sold more on Xbox than they did on PlayStation that first year.
Which game?
Not just had people play.
MLB
They
The
sold
Show.
more units on Xbox than they did on PlayStation. I think PlayStation was 800,000 or something like that because they were slowly dropping below the mill. And Xbox's first year, I think within that first week was 1.2 mil. So,
right.
There are times it sells better on Xbox. It's just it's not a normal thing, but there are some titles that
certain types of games and stuff, certain games that it does. Stay High FFF with the 5 says Larian Studios is showing these other devs up. They showed what you can achieve when you put the work in and don't make excuses. Somewhat, but also they could have launched across the board on all platforms at once.
Not every dev gives their game to the audience for 3 years and allows them to develop with the people who are going to be playing the game.
But like you said, Steel, maybe they should. Maybe more devs
maybe they should, but you know.
So
it also goes
that
against
is a kudos on them.
It also goes against my thoughts of devs putting out their creative vision, and going from there, right?
But
because that's how
game of the year
used to be, right?
But Larian's gonna. I know, but Larian's gonna win game of the year.
So. I mean, yeah, they would have to because they kind of been the de facto choice for the year because of how people have talked about it, right?
Yep.
And how well it's been received
and the game still had problems too because Act 3
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah,
It still is. There's still problems in Act 3. So the whole game wasn't quite as perfect as a lot of people, a lot of us that played it early thought it was, according to Act 3. So there's still issues.
Yeah, but the Series S is going to help them with those.
Yes, it's gonna help. It's gonna help a lot of them. Yes, absolutely.
It's funny. Anyway, let's get back to the Game Awards. So, have they confirmed there's going to be 6 candidates for Game of the Year?
No, Keeley hasn't
No.
said anything, so I'm assuming it will be 6.
That's generally what they do.
Yes.
Right. So
Yes.
I don't see him increasing it. It's going to be 6.
Right.
Which he's stupid for not increasing, but whatever.
Okay, so we're going to go around the table. I want 6 games that each of us think is going to get nominated for Game of the Year. And we're going to see what gets left out. Jasper, we'll start with you.
The obvious choice.
Nothing's going to get nominated because every game's horrible. Okay.
The obvious choice is Baldur's Gate 3, and that's my personal game of the year. So I think it's going to win it. So I'm going to put that as number 1.
Okay.
Next up, you got Spider-Man 2. You're going to put Legend of Zelda in there. I'm not going to put Mario because I think you're only getting one Nintendo pick. Then you're going to have Starfield. Let's see, number 5. Ooh, this is getting tough. Maybe number 5, Star Wars. And then number 6 for your indie game. It's either Dredge or Dave the Diver. I'm going to go with Dave the Diver for your indie game. So Baldur's Gate, Spider-Man, Starfield, Star Wars, Dave the Diver, and I forgot the other one I said.
You said Jedi Survivor, Dave the Diver, Starfield, Tears of the Kingdom, Spidey 2, and Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Jasper's 6. What about you, Fuzz?
All right. I definitely have 5 that are going to be there, or the world is going to riot and burn. Alan Wake 2 is 1.
Oh, I forgot about fucking Alan Wake. You're right.
Too late.
Baldur's Gate 3 is going to be another one. Spider-Man 2 for PS5 is going to be another one. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is going to be 1. If Keeley wants to keep legitimacy for his award show, Starfield is definitely going to be another one. If it gets snubbed, it ain't
you can't take
for
it so
future
serious.
shows for him. And then the last one is kind of the wild card. I disagree with Jasper on Mario Wonder possibly making it, because I could totally see them giving Nintendo 2 nods. But I think Hogwarts Legacy makes it in there. I hope and pray that Jedi does not.
I think
for all the reasons
I think
I've
they
said
avoid
before.
Hogwarts because it's too much of a controversial thing, and they don't want that fire.
Right.
I think that's why you should at the end of the day.
Yeah,
But,
I mean,
they won't
put it in there just to not let it win.
They won't. You saw the crowd reaction when that game.
If you put Jedi in there
It's
and
selling.
it even comes close to
Doesn't matter.
winning,
Good
then
game.
They don't care.
it just reinforces bad behavior from studio or EA and other places like that.
Mhm.
It doesn't really deserve to be there. I mean, I would almost say Spider-Man doesn't deserve to be there, but I don't think what do you call it, did better. Final Fantasy. I don't think Final Fantasy hit enough check boxes for it to make it in place of Spider-Man 2, but it is what it is.
I like your list. Do you?
I would
wanna,
have switched to Alan Wake with Star Wars for my pick.
Do you want
but
to? You
you're
want to
right.
do that? I'll go ahead and make the switch for you.
Yeah, put Alan Wake for instead of Star Wars.
Okay. Allow one switch per person.
I just forgot that game just came out, and it's like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, and Chris Jones, welcome again to the Speculators, bro. Appreciate the support, man.
Shout out to you, brother.
Jesse B, member for 16 months, says you can't save Kong. Skull Island might be game of the year.
Yeah, it might be.
voted for worst game of the year.
And then Chris Jones with the $2 super chat says Sea of Stars is game of the year. There you go. For Chris Jones, at least. All right. Pong Soul.
Yes, sir.
Let's get your list, bro.
Well, I've got some variables in here for you, but
Okay.
let's go. So it gets crazy at 6. Okay, a little bit, but Baldur's Gate 3, Tears of the Kingdom, Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man 2, and for number 5, if there's one thing we know about the people, or I shouldn't say everybody, so the majority of the people that vote on this stuff, right? There's 2 things we know about these people, since most of them are reviewers and people who we've been criticizing heavily in a lot of cases. Number 1, they really like the smell of their own shit. Number 2, a close second to that is they really like Nintendo. They will, at any chance given to them, give Nintendo their flowers no matter what. And so they are going to give them 2 nods this year. They've done it before in the past. They will do it here. They will give it to Wonder. So that'll be number 5. The number 6 comes down to whether or not, and I've never heard Keighley specify that they have to include a smaller game. This year, if that's not a requirement, then this year out of all years, certainly you could fill with another big title versus having an indie darling in there. So this is where my variables come into play. So for number 6, if they don't need to include an indie game, I got 2 games, and that's Armored Core 6, because again, another thing that we know about the majority of these people, they love From Software, and they could give them the nod here, or Jedi Survivor, to make up for not putting the first one in, forgetting about the first one and not giving it its nod. Again, neither one of these is going to win, but again, there's reasons for both of them. I will go with Jedi Survivor here at number 6. Now, that's if they don't have to include an indie game. If it is a thing where they do need to put one indie darling in there, then I've got 2. And I like Jasper's pick of Dave the Diver. I had Dave the Diver as one of my 2 in here. But I've got Sea of Stars and a dark horse, Lies of P. Lies of P has gained a whole lot of traction since it launched. A lot of people love Lies of P because it's a Souls game with an actual story. And that's the one thing I've heard consistently over and again, I know that Souls games have stories, but people like that they actually care about the characters in this one and that they are invested in the story. So I think Lies of P could sneak in here if as the indie darling. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with Lies of P if it's the indie game here. So I know I got a couple variables and that's not part of the rules, but I don't know if there's anything official stating that they have to do,
I don't think there is.
It just always kind of happened.
Whole other
I don't think there is.
That,
I think they just do it to kind of play nice to the community, be like, look, anyone can win or whatever. It's like,
yeah, that's what I'm curious. This year of all years, though, they could totally go away from that, I think. And so if we're gonna say that that's not a requirement, then I'll have to stick with Survivor there as number 6, because I think this is the year where they don't. Indies will win other places in the awards. Just game of the year, I think this year they don't have a smaller game in there because there's too many big games that could fit in that role.
Right. Have they announced what the actual categories are this year, like across the board? Yeah. I wonder if they changed any of the categories. They have like an esports team of the year and stupid shit like that.
Those are usually the ones they give away like 2 or 3 awards at the same time, where it's like the announcer comes up, it's like esports winners, blah blah, esports team, blah blah. It's like, okay,
yeah.
So Pong, you're saying that Starfield gets the snub?
I've already set myself up that Starfield is going to get snubbed this year.
I thought about that, but then at the same time, I remembered like after the reviews came out, they started really loving it.
And that was my argument, Jasper. But I think that because of how this year is finished out with like Alan Wake 2 and Spider-Man 2, that people will talk themselves out of putting Starfield in there versus talking themselves into putting it in there. I agree with you, Jasper. And if it's there, that effect has been real. And obviously a lot of people decided to change their overall opinions. Even the 7s and 8s probably brought that score up a little bit in their minds. So I do agree with you. But yeah, Diablo 4, I think, should be in here as well. And it's not going to be. So, again, for me, there is going to be a couple snubs here, but I'm kind of expect that with the Game Awards. So I've kind of set myself up for that. So if it's in there, I will be absolutely, obviously happier than a pig in shit, because I will absolutely, I think it will be great that it's nominated. Not that it's going to win, because Baldur's Gate 3 is going to win.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3 is going to take home an armful of awards at this show. And I think that that's good for the industry. If any one of these was going to win outside of Starfield, Baldur's Gate 3 is the one that needs to win, because it does say to the industry, again, we talked about this, that you don't have to necessarily make a game accessible for everybody or change what the fundamentals of the game are just because somebody tells you that turn-based systems are niche and nobody's going to play your game. That's not true. Make a high quality game, people come. Right.
It's also like Baldur's Gate 3 is one of those games that you only get like every few years. Like the story in Baldur's Gate, like 10 years. Like the story, I haven't felt like connected to these characters since like a Mass Effect or Cyberpunk. Like these only come around every few years, and I think that's really high bar for Baldur's Gate, and that's why it's like doing really well.
A couple things real quick. Razor NZ, thank you so much for the 10 gifteds to the chat. You absolutely rock with all the support you do. So appreciate that. Pong, do you have anything to say about that?
What? I'm sorry, I missed
the gifteds, the 10 gifteds.
Oh, 10 gifteds. Oh, I didn't even notice. I thought it was I apologize, everybody.
You didn't notice the 10 bomb.
Yeah, the 10
bomb. The 10 bomb is here, everybody. The 10 bomb drop. That's right, everybody. The subtrain has started. You know how we do it here. This show needs your support. I need your support to keep this ad free. So you guys know the drill. We got to keep the subtrain going. If you happen to be one of the lucky gifted subs and you want to return that favor, we appreciate that here in this community. I appreciate it here. So go ahead and return the favor. You don't have to do 10, do 1, do 5, do 2. I don't care what the number is. We just got to keep the subtrain rolling. Our goal for November, you guys are down to 285 to hit your goal for this channel. So get to work, everybody, because you want to hit that goal so we don't have to put ads in here. And don't forget, everybody, the Fun Speculation Network coffee is coming. The beans are coming. Not the beans in the can, the beans in the bag, the beans that give you energy. That's right. We will have that coffee as soon as Mav gets done dealing with the Colombians. So let's go. Let's get the subtrain rolling.
You just needed glasses so you can do this little thing.
I know. I've said I want to buy some fake glasses. I may find some that are clear like his.
Oh, shit. Jay Nunya says, don't act like Reforge.
It's a shtick.
Yeah, we're making fun of them. That's what this is. So that's what, entirely. But I appreciate you so much. And also Bold Alpha Wolfpack with the $5 says, for me, it's definitely either Starfield or BG3. It's hard to deny the quality of scale and content these games offer you. Yeah. Can't disagree there, man. Can't disagree. Psycho.
Yes, sir.
Curious to get your 6 nominees for Game of the Year at the Game Awards. What do you think is gonna? What is your 6? What 6 do you think, this is a prediction, will be nominated?
Man, everybody has some really great answers tonight. And Pong throwing in Liza P. That's definitely a great nod.
He left it off, but it was
I left it off, but yeah. It's just one of my variables.
But he brought it up.
But yeah, I agree.
Jasper did it, but
what?
No, I'm just messing with Jasper. No, my 6, of course, is, I haven't played it, but it's definitely a game that is on my radar once it comes onto Xbox. Is, of course, Baldur's Gate 3. That CRPG looks great. I'm very interested in trying to get into it and see what the hoopla was. I'm hoping that they kind of fix Act 3, and by the time it's ready for Xbox, but we'll see. But definitely my next is like the if they do have the indie darling, it's going to be Sea of Stars. Sea of Stars is one of those games that is it's phenomenal. It just came out of nowhere, and I've been excited since they showed it off back in 2001, and I've been champion for that game ever since. And I really hope it gets nominated when it does, and that'd be great. My next is Starfield because it's just one of those games that are it's an amazing game. And I think that a lot of people that did snub it, or not snub it, but if the people that gave it bad reviews got actually started really playing it, and it was like, oh wow, the more, like Todd said, the more you play, the game gives back.
When they realized it was not S7
because
they actually played it. Yeah,
correct.
Right.
And they really see that, oh shit, this game really opens up when you play it. And I'm telling you, like, playing the factions quest line, when I finished the UC United Colony Vanguard quest line, holy shit, that was phenomenal. I loved it. It was great. So I can't I'm hoping that they look past their noses and nominate Starfield. Of course they're gonna nominate Tears of the Kingdom because it's Nintendo, and me personally, I don't like Tears of the Kingdom because it went kind of outside of what a Zelda game is, and they added the building element to it, which is kind of make it new and something refreshing, I guess. But to me, that's not Zelda, and it kind of takes away from it. So
okay, so where are we at right now? So we got the BG3, Sea of Stars, and Starfield, right?
And Zelda,
and
Tears of the Kingdom,
and Zelda. Okay.
I was just dying at Caitlin's comments.
All right, so then what's number 5? What's the 5th nominee you think will be?
Alan Wake 2 is going to be
okay.
Is just a really great looking game, and then Armored Core 6 I think will be nodded because they loved. They got love from Software, so I think those are my 6.
So Baldur's Gate 3, Sea of Stars, Starfield, Tears of the Kingdom, Alan Wake 2, and Armored Core 6.
Yep.
Solid list, Psycho. It very well could be. They could be that 6. Steel Rain.
Yeah. I mean, everybody said it, but I'm gonna go ahead and if I repeat, I repeat. I'm gonna say Hogwarts Legacy, Star Wars, Jedi Survivor, Diablo 4, Remnant 2.
Oh shit, you're going too fast.
It's the complete opposite of Psycho.
Hogwarts, Jedi, Diablo.
Yeah, I'll slow down.
Okay.
Yeah, Hogwarts. Then you got Jedi Survivor.
Uh-huh.
Diablo 4.
Okay.
Remnant 2.
Remnant 2.
Because you guys are traitors.
Woo, what a dark horse.
That's my personal.
That's my personal
personal. I don't want to hear it.
No, Jasper.
I don't even know if I want to play the DLC with you guys.
Oh God! Here we go.
You guys don't like the game like that.
It's in my personal list, but we're doing the Game of the Year list.
No, that's fine. That's fair. I think it should be in there though. It was a really good and well put together game. Starfield. Let's go ahead and put Forza Motorsport up there. Yeah.
What?
Yes. For the first time ever, a racing game is going to be able to win Game of the Year.
Steele comes in with his own personal list because he didn't want to read off the same list again as us.
Are you? Is that for real? You want me to put it?
Yeah, put it up. It should. Why not?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Why not? Just do it.
I mean, I agree. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right.
So Xbox is gonna have 3 Game of the Year nominations in there.
Yeah.
Diablo, Starfield, and Forza.
Yeah,
that's not their fault. They got Activision Blizzard now.
Well, that was 5, I think, right?
Yeah.
So we need one more. High five.
The last one is going to be
Come on,
Mortal
Redfall.
Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat 1.
Yep. Steel comes in and blows up the whole show. I love it.
Well, if Steel's list hits, it's actually the real list. My mind will be fucking blown.
That's right, Amit Kumar. Steel is a bot right now. That's right.
Just being a super bot.
Oh shit, I'm out of tea.
I'm wondering if he even gets one game.
Probably not. I mean,
Jedi.
No, I think Hogwarts is going to be there personally. Like that was like if I was gonna choose,
It wasn't on your list, Psycho.
I know, but if I was gonna choose between either having Armored Core 6 or Hogwarts, those are the two games that were teetering, either Armored Core 6 or Hogwarts.
Right. You think one of those?
But don't forget, it's coming out on Switch this 14th.
Armored Core is?
No.
Hogwarts.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Hogwarts. So it's gonna be fresh in people's minds.
Okay. Fair point.
And Mav.
Oh, I think Halo Infinite. No, I'm just kidding. No, all right.
Halo Infinite Season 5.
It'll be best ongoing game.
Yes.
Yeah. It's could get nominated this year for that
See
category.
that turn-based RPG, by the way, that dude's creating in Forge, Mav?
I have not seen it yet.
Yes, there's a
doesn't check
Halo
out the-
turn-based RPG.
Bro.
I gotta see it.
Yes.
I think I'll share it, but I didn't have a chance to click on it.
Yeah.
'cause,
Yeah, you gotta look at it. Looks fucking cool as hell. Anyways.
All right, so oh god, I got to keep in mind that this is the Game Awards.
Yes,
Right.
you do.
And this is their list, not your list.
This is their
Yes.
list, not my list. And
Unlike
this is-
Steel.
So I'm gonna start off with Final Fantasy 16.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah,
This is their list.
because this is their
Sony-
list.
They gotta lean Sony. Yeah.
Then we're gonna follow it up with Spider-Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We have 2 Sony, 2 Nintendo then?
MLB The Show 24.
Then we're gonna have Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Yep.
Pikmin 4.
Then we'll have Mario Wonder.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
See where I'm going with this right now?
Yeah.
Then we're gonna have Jedi Survivor,
Mm-hmm.
because for some reason people seem to love that shitty ass game.
It was a good game.
Yeah.
It was.
No comment.
And the
Oh, there was issues.
the 6th is tricky.
Better not be.
I'm like, you haven't
What do
said
you-
the one that everyone
You
knows is
have
gonna
to.
Yeah,
win.
the one that's
The-
more
that's
likely
the
going to
obvious
win.
one, Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
forgot
I was just gonna say, what the
No, sorry.
fuck?
Yeah,
If you
that
leave
one is
Baldur's
such
Gate
a,
3
a
off, I was like,
given. For me, it's like I
yeah.
don't like. I
yeah.
didn't even think about it. Yeah, so Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah. So that's my 6. Final Fantasy 16,
Wow.
Spider-Man 2, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Mario Wonder, Jedi Survivor, and Baldur's Gate 3. That's gonna be
That
the 6.
happens, I'm gonna be laughing the whole fucking time.
I'm gonna riot.
I mean, don't y'all do you guys think that's not the most likely based on the history of
No.
the Game Awards?
I have a gut feeling it is, but for them to snub Starfield for Jedi, I'm rioting.
I mean,
That's it.
these games are the ones that all the game reviewers
Final Fantasy
and-
16 did not get that much love, bro.
from the
It
from the game
initially
reviewers?
did.
It
Yeah,
got from-
it initially did, but then it went away real
up
quick.
front, yeah.
They
Up
all
front.
creamed their jeans over that game when it came out.
It's awesome fighting mechanics. I mean, Devil May Cry with RPG like stuff.
Well, no, it was, easy May Cry.
But they're creaming their pants over Alan Wake 2 right now, man. And this is
To
recency.
be fair,
They legit are. They legit. People
Yeah.
are saying it's the best horror game of all time.
to be fair, if I had to, I forgot about it like Jasper did earlier.
Yeah.
Right? There's been so many damn games come out.
You get
this
one
year.
Switch. You get one Switch.
You get one Switch.
Do I do it?
Yeah.
So Final Fantasy switch for.
Can I just switch
I-
my whole list?
Well, you need a whole new list. Trust me.
Or are you going to switch out Survivor
Can I be for real
and
now?
put Alan Wake 2 in?
Yeah, let me make this decision right now because I'm trying to decide. I do want to put Alan Wake 2 because, like Jasper, the recency thing, I just fucking forgot about it, even though we just talked about it. I do feel like that's going to get a nominee, and I don't know which of these games to pull out because they were both so wrongly praised.
Maybe they don't pull out.
Stop.
Maybe shit. You know what? I'm gonna take out. I'll take out Final Fantasy 16.
Okay.
And I'll put,
And watch it be in there. It's going to be so
Yeah,
After I give 'em
You
shit.
motherfuckers talk me out of it.
So Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man 2, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Mario Wonder, Jedi Survivor, and Baldur's Gate 3. Interesting thing though, none of us mentioned the PlayStation Game of the Year, Resident Evil 4 remake.
Yeah, no.
Remakes don't count.
I just don't think
They
remakes.
did
it's
at
a
the Golden
remake.
Joystick Awards.
Well, yeah, but that's
Well,
the golden
that's-
joysticks. I mean, again, I don't know what the official rules are. There's certainly Dead Space and Resident Evil 4 could get some consideration in there. It certainly could be. I just don't know. But I don't know how you put those in this year over new IP or successful sequels. I just don't know how you do it. I just there's no way that. But again, I've been wrong lots of times with the video.
So
Game
what in
Awards.
there? Resident Evil?
Yeah,
Is that what you're talking about?
yeah.
The
Resident,
Resident Evil
is
should
really-
not be part of the conversation.
Right. It
Just the same
shouldn't
way
be, but
Dead Space shouldn't be the same way.
Right.
Like, no.
But there,
Not
I don't
really.
think I don't know if there's any official rules on that. That's what we would love to get clarification on.
Yeah, I don't think there is. I think they just send out.
There shouldn't- it
ballots
doesn't
and then
need to
they
be
people
one.
put whatever the fuck they want on it.
Well, then
Like-
Cyberpunk 2077 should win.
That's DLC.
I mean, like based on the fact
I mean,
They changed the
technically-
entire game. They
technically
remade the
speaking,
game.
Wrong is
Yeah.
right on
I
that.
agree.
Yes.
That is a
It
remake.
will probably be nominated for best expansion or some shit. But
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
for sure
Yeah.
it will be. Yeah, absolutely. But it
Okay.
should technically, if remakes count, it should be considered a remake. How much they change that game. So
So, do you want to do a realist deal?
Yeah, I can do it. I'll do a realist.
Okay.
And no particular order.
Yep.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Yep.
Spider-Man 2.
Yep.
Starfield.
Yep.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Mm.
Diablo 4.
Okay.
As many people hated on it, it's still
I would love
was a
this
really
list
big
if this
game.
comes
Yeah.
through. So
This
let's
would be a
go.
great
Yeah, this would be a great list.
Ooh,
Nintendo title.
I'm still gonna put
Zelda?
Jedi Survivor in there.
No,
I mean-
Zelda's not gonna not be there. Still, come on.
Come
on,
Zelda
man.
can't, but I do
Right.
think that they'll probably put Wonder in there
You think I'll put
Wow.
Wonder over Zelda?
Woo!
More
because
recency.
Nintendo
because
fans would
Zelda
riot.
is more so a part two, and
Of
you can say the
course,
same
of
thing for
course.
Spider-Man.
Yes.
But they're
I mean,
to
you
be
can say we've
fair
had
and say that they're looking at
14 different
Hey,
3D Mario
it's
platformers too. So it's
incredibly-
like
I mean, fucking hard to make these lists this year, right? So,
Yes.
what are you going with, Steele, for number 6?
But number 6, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to give it to Mario Wonder.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
We got rated
I-
really well. People are liking it.
Oh yeah, no, best 2D Mario on forever. So I mean, again, people love it. That's why I put it in there. That's why I said they'll get
Yeah.
2. So yeah,
I mean,
get
I
it.
could replace, like, you talk about the games that we're leaving off,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yes.
absolutely
Yeah.
insane.
Oh,
Yeah.
it kills me to leave off Diablo 4 and Starfield. Obviously, I mean, it kills me.
And
Diablo
so
4
Armored Core
absolutely
6
should
isn't
be in
gonna
there.
get it.
No,
Armored
no,
Core 6
Armored,
isn't gonna get it.
but they do love From Software. I'm trying
They
to
do,
think
but
as journalists
I
do,
wish.
and they make
Yeah.
again.
I wish.
Stray was in there last year.
That's true, but
Yeah.
No, there was
Cats
better
and
indie games.
mechs,
Yeah.
But that's what. But I'm saying From Software has that power.
I wish.
No.
I
I'm just
think
saying
they
Diablo
really do.
4
I
really
think
should
for
be
like
in
the
there this year.
Diablo
Diablo
No matter
4
what.
should.
those kind of
Yes.
stuff. Like, I think they're going to
Yes.
try to give those their own little like win. in
They
another
will,
But that
category.
doesn't
They'll
make
give
any
them-
sense because
They'll give them
Game of
consolation
the Year,
prizes,
and-
Yeah.
Jasper, is what
Yeah.
they're going to do. Starfield will win something at the awards. It's just not going to be there. Real quick, too. I do have to talk about an absolutely criminal snub that has already happened. And it has to do with Starfield. Absolutely criminal. The Grammy Awards came out for 2024, and Enon Zur is not in there for his for his score of Starfield.
Hmm.
They gave it to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which was a great score. Don't get me wrong. God of War Ragnarok, Hogwarts Legacy, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and Stray Gods, the role-playing musical, whatever the fuck that is.
What?
Enon Zur deserves.
That's like-
He's
I think most
bro.
people would say that's the best soundtrack
Yeah.
in gaming this year. Like,
It's got to be up there. It should at least be nominated, even if you don't
Yeah.
want to give it to him. It should be
Did
nominated.
they-
I that's a huge snub, bro.
I mean,
that is
to be fair, Eon Zur also did the original Modern Warfare 2 soundtrack, and they kind of redid it for the other one. So like, it's kind of
Modern Warfare 2, though, they brought in the cellist. What's her name? God dang it. I can't think of her name offhand. Anyways, I liked some of Modern Warfare 2 score, but I'm just saying, like,
yeah. I'm just the Stray God thing or whatever the fuck. Yeah,
right. So I don't know how you leave Unanzer out of this because the Starfield score is a masterpiece. I don't care who you, like you said, Mav, unless you're talking to an absolute pony who just hates on Starfield nonstop, which I got in the comments when I put that in the Video Game Awards. When Jeff asked that question, it was awful. There's no way you say that's not in the top 5 scores of this year.
Yeah.
Or going back to last year, obviously, whatever the case may be. So yeah, I just think I had to say that Unanzer deserves it. I can't believe they left him out.
Yeah. 100%. We'll see what kind of snubs happen at the Game Awards now. Like, will Starfield get nominated for soundtrack there? Hopefully.
Yes. Hopefully.
But so this leads into some other categories, and we're not going to go down the list, and I'll pick like 6 things for every fucking category.
I want to pick best esports team. Can we go to that category?
Just overall general discussion on like, well, first off, before we get to this, are we all in agreement that Baldur's Gate 3 is going to win Game of the Year?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, unless Alan Wake ekes it out by a slim margin, I say
there's no bear sex in Alan Wake 2.
Well, and it wouldn't even be close with how well the game has sold, how like controversial it's been, how much of a discussion it's been. I mean, it's just like it's reaching far and wide, not just a particular fan base.
Hold up, so we got a 5 bomb from Decado. A 5 bomb just dropped. That's right, folks. This is an important conversation we're having, but when a bomb drops, we got to talk about Decado. Love you, brother. Thank you for showing up tonight. Keeping the sub train rolling. We are now down to 280 subs for your goal for my channel. So continue to share the love that Decado just graciously gave you all. So thank you for that, Decado. Appreciate you.
So obnoxious.
It is.
It is so obnoxious. Thank you, Decado. Really appreciate the support, man. All right, so it seems like everybody chimed in, but you, Psycho. Baldur's Gate 3, you think it's going to win Game of the Year?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we're all in agreement. We all are unanimous now that Baldur's Gate 3 is going to win.
They're going to take a lot of awards. They're going to take a lot of awards.
And deservedly so, right? If they win, I don't think any, maybe you have some ultra uber fans of some games, but even me as an ultra Starfield fan, if Starfield,
I don't even think there's no even competition. It's 100% Baldur's Gate.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it literally can't be competition.
In such a great fucking year of games, though, doesn't that tell you how amazing that game is? I mean, it really brought back and re-cemented a fucking genre.
I think it's definitely a shooting star. It's not one that's going to happen very often. There's not many other games that are going to have this type of say power, right? I mean, you're digging into the fandom of Dungeons and Dragons. You're digging into the fandom of you're digging into that nerd bag. And when you are a game that is more mature and you are playing in a lot of those elements that people have kind of put into their own head for years and try to draw through their imagination, at this level, and it's as detailed as people have said, the character development. I mean, even for me, past the hour, although I couldn't get into it any further, you could still see the quality of the game that is there. You could still see how that would pull somebody into the experience if that's something that they were looking for. And I don't even think it's divisive at this point, because everybody has said, and it's the same thing with Elden Ring, right? It's the exact same effect, but to a bigger degree, because Souls is a niche genre. Dungeons and Dragons isn't necessarily niche; it's become niche, right? But it's this is something that a lot of people are aware of, who are the creme de creme of the nerd dynasty.
But this is as important, Steel, to your point. This game winning is as important as Elden Ring winning, because Elden Ring elevated Souls, right?
Yeah.
So it brought it out of the niche category. More people play Souls now because of Elden Ring.
Absolutely. Liza P wouldn't have got the nod.
Correct. Absolutely. So that's why I say if Starfield's not going to win, then I want Baldur's Gate 3 to win, because for turn-based, and again, even if it is a rare game that comes along where they put this much money into it, right, and this much resources into this game, and not every studio or publisher is going to do that, obviously, it still places the onus on turn-based games, turn-based tactical
It's
strategy
possible,
games
yeah.
still have a place and are still, they might be niche to most people, but they can still be popular if done right. And I think that that's why it's so important this game wins, because it can elevate that and give more opportunities for more of those games to come out later, and maybe some bigger budgets. Again,
the thing
Microsoft
with
does own some
like
IP now.
honestly, like Baldur's Gate, I've never played like a game where I felt like every decision had its own branching
Yes.
path.
Yes.
And that's what Baldur's Gate 3 is. Every
Yes.
decision is like,
Correct.
it can go anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's true.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah.
Yep. The thing is too is like, to your point, Pong, like Larian's not going anywhere, right? So even if there's no other publishers or developers that do take on that mantle and do this again, like Larian's next game,
yes, absolutely.
you can imagine the budget it's going to be on that one.
Correct.
Baldur's Gate 4 or whatever, or maybe they tackle something else. Maybe they do my dream thing and they do Neverwinter Nights 3 next. Oh,
yeah, maybe.
Let's go. Please. Oh my God. That would be so amazing for me.
They need to make an MMO.
OCD. I don't know if you jumped in late or not when we just did our predictions for the awards. I said Starfield won't get nominated. So yes, no, I know Starfield's not winning, and I know that Starfield it's probably not going to be nominated. I've already resigned myself to that.
Starfield should be number 2, to be honest.
No,
but
it should be, but again, it's not.
I was iffy on putting it
We
in there.
riot.
But yeah, hey, let's get into I just want to have like general discussion on these other categories. Like just I would throw out some best game direction. Would this be potentially where Todd Howard could win?
Maybe, but I don't think
who would be the candidates for that? I mean, that's such a weird category too. It's like kind of like
Sam Lake.
What does
would be
it
another
mean?
one.
Like exactly best game direction.
Like it would have overall good flowing story. I think that's how I see more so game direction.
Like best director than the movies, kind of.
Well, then you would have to give it to the director at Baldur's Gate 3 because of the acting and what they created with the story, right? Overall,
right,
and the flow of that game. Like that goes in. It's kind of the same thing with movies, right? That's usually what happens with movies. Best picture and best director kind of go hand in hand a lot of years because it just makes sense. Like if they're the overall seeing of that project and it's the best project, well, then how can the leader not also win, right? That doesn't. I think it happens, but
I think that list is probably gonna be really close to the my game of the year. But you're gonna switch out and you're gonna put Hogwarts in there because a lot of people like the direction that Hogwarts went with like how detailed it was with the school and stuff.
Mm.
And I think that may be where Hogwarts gets its nominee.
They went above and beyond with that for sure.
Hogwarts is really nice.
Chris Jones with the $2 says Baldur's Gate 3 definitely taking best sex scene. What is this? Is this the MTV Movie Awards now? Best kiss. Anyway, best narrative is a category. I'm going based on the 2022 categories, so this could change, right? Yeah. Best narrative again could be Baldur's Gate 3. You could look at Alan Wake 2, Hogwarts, Starfield, maybe as well.
Yeah. Depends how they take that.
What I don't want to see get that is something like Final Fantasy 16.
Right. But see, that's where you get these categories where some of the makeup awards could actually happen, right? The consolation prize.
Oh, Diablo also for that game design.
Best game.
I think Diablo for story too.
Could,
Diablo 4 for narrative could. Because that's why it should be considered. Because not only is it a great Diablo game, but it's also a narrative that's freaking phenomenal.
But like Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, like it shouldn't win best narrative. But we've seen shit like that before, right?
Yeah.
At the Game Awards,
it could be in the narrative conversation.
Didn't Elden Ring win best narrative or some shit like that?
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
Read the story.
Has a good narrative.
Find it.
But it has no fucking story, really.
You gotta find your maiden, bro. You weren't paying attention.
Elden Ring does have a story.
You're maidenless.
You got
RWK Atomic Heart, unfortunately, is going to get
negative,
frozen out as well. Even if it didn't come out to the reviews during the time when it came out, when a lot of people were also in their political feels about that as well, it still won't be this year. It's too strong of a class for anything like that to get that kind of pull during the award season. It just unfortunately is. So
best art direction will be interesting. Diablo 4, I could see winning this category.
I think Remnant 2 should be in there.
Yes,
Mm,
it should.
it was one of the
I agree.
few. What is it?
Art
Unreal
direction
5
wise.
And
games?
Remnant 2
Yeah.
should be in for narrative.
What
too.
about Lies of P for that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely throw
absolutely.
Eyes would be in there for art direction too.
Absolutely.
It's
I just
art-
the
it's-
thing
I really
like
it.
I agree with Remnant. I just don't think
I
people like
I-
even know about it really. It's
Yeah,
like, that's
but-
the thing.
But
It
when
got
you're
more
when you're
play.
throwing it when you're throwing it in there though, when you're like at the scope, especially the type of games that have come out this year, I mean, I guess you could give that to Tears of the Kingdom too, if you wanted to.
Armored Core could be nominated in these.
Yeah, Armored Core could be in that
Yep.
for sure.
Yep.
Because it was really good. It's still
Mhm.
I need to go back to it.
Yeah, I just like the critics. I don't think really give a shit about Remnant. That's my point. Like it's like more.
Oh yeah,
about,
Hi-
Hi-Fi
I get what
Rush.
you're saying.
Good point, Jay Nunya.
Mm.
Hi-Fi
Yeah.
Rush.
art,
For
yeah.
Art
direction?
at,
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Hi-Fi
you could
Rush, good
also
point.
make an argument that for for either game direction or
Director, yep. Soundtrack as well.
sound. Yeah, it's gonna-
Soundtrack for
Yep,
sure.
yep, absolutely. Yep.
I kind of think of best game direction maybe as like a gameplay, like kind of award. I don't know like how to like.
I
it's
kind of
really-
I picture
It's
game
gameplay
des-
and narrative. Like,
game direction is more
combined.
like the design process and how it got to like be like I don't know.
like Hellblade 2 could win something like
Yeah,
that.
hell,
right?
yeah, that would be
Yeah.
number one pick. Yeah,
Right.
but it'll depend on the gameplay and the story. Yeah.
Okay. So art directions could be tons. Score and music, obviously Starfield should be there.
Yes, it better be.
This one I've heard quite a bit of the Final Fantasy 16 music and stuff.
Mhm.
Like Final Fantasy 16.
Your
if Final
trombone
Fantasy
game.
movie.
Final Fantasy music is
Your
always
trombone
fire,
game.
right? But also I could see Tears of the Kingdom getting a nod for this as well. Like soundtracks. Sea of Stars, you think Psycho? Like you played more of it than any of us. Like, but I played a little bit of it, and soundtrack was
Here-
pretty damn good.
Here and Alan
Yeah.
Wake soundtrack was.
Yeah, it's. I think Sea of Stars it has that nostalgia feel. It has the 16-bit era, the sound like just everything like screams like to me was like Chrono Trigger. How that really good storytelling, really good like sound music, how everything played out. That's how the game, what I've experienced is. And then they layered on top of that kind of like a combo of like there's the moon and sun elements that you kind of when you attack enemies, so they can like you can like break them so they can like stop their turn so they get further back in the rotation. So there's like things like that kind of like just really nice nods to like old school RPGs that I really love, and I think they could definitely
Diablo 4
nominate.
should be in here as well.
For soundtrack, oh yeah. I was gonna say for the next one was best performance. I would say Lilith could get the nod there.
Yes.
You'll probably see like the Jedi Survivor actor maybe nominated. You'll see like Spider-Man 2 people nominated.
Baldur's Gate 3 people will be nominated for
Yeah.
sure. Especially the vampire dude that everybody loves that I killed off in the first 5 minutes.
Lizelle and
Yeah.
the devil lady. I forgot her name. Starts with a K.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The tiefling.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
I want to only focus on like a couple more. Best ongoing.
Fortnite.
You think Fortnite?
Grounded.
They
Grounded
ju-
should
they
definitely be in there.
Just
Halo should be
had
in
their
there.
fucking big update where they brought back the OG map. Everyone's loving
Yeah,
that.
Grounded
people
always
hit
gets
record
snubbed from
numbers.
this.
Yep. It should be. It should be.
So
Halo
Mario
should be in
Kart.
there.
Fortnite, Mario Kart.
I think Halo Infinite should get a nod this year for this. The research,
Yes,
that it's
because of
had
the
They should.
changes. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
has been
Battlefield.
huge.
Battlefield could be thrown in there.
I
Battlefield.
just I don't think when they look at ongoing, I don't think they really look at those kind of games. But
You don't think
I
so?
don't know. No.
Okay. All right. I don't know what the rules are.
Well,
when they say
Halo
ongoing
Infinite's
because
a
all those are
free-to-play
ongoing.
game.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I don't.
so
I don't know what else you
it's
could.
3
ongoing.
years later.
I mean,
Yeah.
Let's
No
just say it
Man's
better not
Sky
be
keeps
Destiny.
going. Yeah.
So I mean, it's like I don't know at what point do we take this award shit seriously and actually have categories and shit that actually makes sense? Like you can't just be like, oh, I'm only going to consider these things. It's like no, consider everything that came out. Like what do you mean?
I mean, I would say that they probably like
That's
it's
just
not like it can't be in there, but like
yeah, I know I get what
they're
you're
just
coming
not gonna
from.
fucking look at it's like they
I
have
get
so
where
many
you're
other
coming
things that,
from.
like
It's just
we're gonna put Fortnite in here, bro.
Yeah.
the fact that that's even a thought is just like it's just weird. It's just weird that could even be a possibility. Like,
That's why Horizon should have been in Game of the Year. I still said that Keeley should have forced it in there.
Horizon,
He should have pulled rank to break that stupid, whatever you want to call it. It should have been broken that year because that was the perfect year to put Horizon in there and say racing games can win. Right.
Yeah.
I can't stand
it did really well, got good reception.
It was like
Everybody
the
was
most
loving
popular
it.
game that year.
Yeah, but let's put fucking Stray in there, okay?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Right. So a couple categories are quick. Best action game. That's a very wide category. That's like
everything's
most
RPG now though, so there's no action games.
So I would say that potentially like Spider-Man 2 would win.
That's
this
RPG,
one.
bro. It's not
It's
action
an
game.
RPG, bro.
That's true. And then there's the weird thing is there's a best action game last year and a best action adventure game last year.
Right. Which again,
Fuck.
what are the rules?
It has to have an adventure in it.
I mean,
role playing game, Starfield.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, that's only like other than
do
Baldur's Gate.
they
Diablo.
put Tears of the Kingdom in this category?
Probably. Yes.
Yeah. And it's not even a fucking role playing game anymore.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, it
You're
is.
playing the role of
No.
Spider-Man. That's
No.
a role-playing
No,
game.
you can't. Starfield should win this hands down, or Diablo
It's the
should
most-
win this hands
Yeah,
down.
or Baldur's Gate 3, actually.
Or Baldur's
Yeah,
Gate
Baldur's
3,
Gate.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Right.
saying. There's only those
It's an
three.
RPG.
Again, but this is where you do get
Yeah.
some of the
Makeup.
either Baldur's Gate could sweep. Baldur's
It's gonna
Gate
be
could
Spider-Man.
sweep, and they could give it.
Yeah.
But
It's gonna be Spider-Man.
God, I hope not, because I don't want
If they-
to see the clips from
RPG
That's
of the
Virgin,
year.
what he has to say.
Oh my god.
Oh,
RPG of the
never-
year, Spider-Man 2.
Oh my God, no. Please, God,
You get to play
no.
as a sugar cube. In
I
that,
will
man.
say this.
I think I'll actually throw my PlayStation in the garbage. at that point. Like Healy, this is what you just. I don't
That's
know.
what you started.
if Final Fantasy 16 wins best role playing game, I will fucking
Oh.
riot.
That should be an action game.
Yeah,
That should
that
be
is
in
an
the
action
game
game.
category.
It is an
That
action game.
I know, but it should be there. But
Who
they'll put
said
it in
it's something
RPG.
else?
They'll put it in the RPG section. You know they will.
It's not.
I know it's not, but I'm saying they will put it in there. You
There's no way. Oh,
You play the
you're
role
being a
of
crazy ass
Spider-Man.
man.
right.
It's
All
an
right.
RPG.
Steel Rain, best fighting game.
The best fighting game is Tekken 8.
I knew you were going to say that.
Year.
I
I mean,
was
this
about
year.
to
My
say,
fault.
you
My
can't
fault.
say Tekken 8 because it's not out yet.
My fault. Okay, my fault. But it's gonna be Mortal Kombat 1. That's like, have you seen like the numbers for like for Street Fighter 6 are kind of staggering to me. The fact that that it came out to everything this time around.
I think Street Fighter takes it this year.
The Street Fighter had a high reviews though. That's the thing.
Yeah, it
Like,
did.
everyone
It
loved
did.
it.
And the reviewers are the ones who vote. Steel.
Yeah.
That's the
People
whole
are liking
problem
Mortal
with this.
Kombat 2 though, man.
Yeah, I
don't know. I
agree,
haven't seen
but I
anything
think this
negative
is
about
like
it.
the resurgence for Street Fighter, so they're going to be like wanting to give it to Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat's been strong all along, right?
Is it a resurgence when you have over 200 million consoles that it can be sold to?
Still, the thing is,
less
they
than 3
played
million
3
people
matches
bought
of
it?
each game, and they saw Chun-Li's ass every time. So
Bet.
they're like, oh,
you
it's
know
the best
what?
game
You know
ever.
what? And the mods are nice. I get it. Yeah, you know what, Jack? We wouldn't be over it. The mods themselves would make the game.
Yeah.
There you go.
Best family game, Baldur's Gate 3. No, I'm just kidding.
Hi-Fi Rush.
Game.
Hi-Fi Rush. Family
Yeah.
game?
Hi-Fi Rush
No,
is
party animals.
Yeah, no. Hi-Fi Rush wouldn't be a family
Moving
game.
out.
It has some moments in there.
Every
it'll
thing
probably
that
be
Nintendo
Star-
put out this year.
I think Fuzzy's right.
Nintendo. Mario Wonder takes best family
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, Mario Wonder, but
I
I'd
think
vote
no.
for
I
Party
think Fuzzy's
Animals.
right. I think Party Animals should be in it. People are really liking that game. I don't know how much content they got coming, but
Simulation/strategy game. That could be
Forza
Baldur's Gate
Motorsport.
3 again,
Ooh,
though.
Boy.
It's strategy.
Yeah,
Like,
it
why is it
absolutely
sim and
1000%.
strategy? Why not? What?
it's why it's weird there's not 2 separate categories, right? Because simulation and strategy, like in the same category, it's weird. Simulation.
They usually do racing and simulation, don't they? Like,
Well,
it's
it's
weird
usually racing and sport.
Age of Wonders
Okay.
4 should be in there. It was one of the best selling games that they've had on PC.
Do they
forever.
put like consider like a game like Forza, a racing game, in the simulation category? Like,
It's a
They used to
a
put them in
simulation
what do you call them? Like
Sports.
racing and sports.
Sports.
or
yeah, well,
something.
there's a sports racing category, so
Yeah.
I think that
I
I don't
Forza,
think they ever put those racing
Forza will
games
be
in.
there.
So what else was a simulation game? I mean,
A simulation? I don't know.
Well, you have Company of
City
Heroes,
Skylines too.
Yeah,
strategy.
Company of
Yeah.
Heroes,
Yep.
City Skylines, Lamplighters League. I don't know how good it did in reviews. I didn't really care for it. But
Yeah. There's
simulation, like, I guess that's would be like flying shit. I don't know if there's any flying games that came out this
Sims?
year.
did a new Sims game come out?
No,
No.
they're still on 4 with all the expansions.
like
and
there's
stuff.
like the games like Power Wash Simulator that came out like last year, right? But like,
I don't think that's what they mean by simulation.
you don't think so?
Yeah.
What if games won
The only
last
thing
year?
I can think of
Farming
is simulation would be like the
2024 is not going to win this.
well things like was it the truck haulers or the
Yeah.
taxi driver
Mud Runners
thing?
5.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what
Farming
I think of
simulator.
when I think of Sims, like simulation games. Like, I don't know.
I agree.
Sports racing games, Forza,
Oh.
and
Simulator. Would like Dino? Was it Dino Pails? It's
What?
like it's
What?
kind of like
This is another made up thing that you're doing
no,
here
no, no.
again.
no.
Bubba
It's
Hotep.
like so it's kind of like
Dino Pals?
Stardew Valley, and you're like, so you do the farming maintenance, but you have dinosaurs with you, but they're all like cutesy, like fucking Animal Crossing type shit. It's like Dino Pails or
1999 Dino Pals. It's a plushie.
no, it's a
Dino.
video game. Came out on
Jurassic Park World.
came out on all the consoles.
So last year in Best Sim Strategy was Dune Spice Wars, Mario Rabbids, Total War Warhammer 3, 2 Point Campus, and Victoria 3. So
Those are all
Age
like
Empires,
strategy games.
those are all straight.
Age won't count because I think they count that as coming out like 3 years ago. Where the fuck?
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I thought, didn't Age 4 come out last year?
Uh,
PC? It did.
I think
October 28th.
but that would have been
Oh no,
And
no. It was 2021 when
Yeah.
it came out. Never mind. Okay. So anyway, but those kind of give you the idea that they do go for the straight tactical strategy
Yes.
games that we think about, right? So yeah.
City
So you would have to
Skylines.
yeah.
that's what I was saying, like City Skylines, Lamplighters League, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
Multiplayer
Company
game. I don't know. I mean, it's
Call
like
of Duty,
so many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
you're going to
mean,
see the typicals. In
We
there,
put
right?
Overwatch in there. I don't know.
Diablo.
Yeah.
Diablo, yeah.
Yeah.
Another
All
one.
right. Content creator of the year, guys.
Oh my god.
Young, yeah.
Have.
content creator of the year, guys. Who's gonna get snubbed? No, just kidding.
Oh god.
Reforged.
That Kai
Oh,
Sandy
God.
guy that
Oh,
caused
my
a riot in New
God.
York.
Not the disrespect. Let's go.
Oh shit, he already won before.
Yeah. You remember it again?
All right, and then
two-time again. Two-time
the only-
creator.
there's only one other one I really want to get into.
The two-time of the two-time.
Most anticipated game.
Of when? This year or next?
Well,
for next
no,
year?
it's for next
It's
year
just
because it's
period.
stuff that's
Either Hellblade 2 or if Clockwork Revolution's actually for next year.
GTA 6.
It won't be
Oh,
G-
yeah,
GTA,
GTA
6.
6.
Yeah.
It'll be
GTA
GTA 6 hand down.
Yeah.
Now that they
Never
announced
mind.
it, it's
If
going to
it-
be yeah.
Yeah, if it does
Yeah.
come out next year, then yeah.
If they,
I'm
especially if they
thinking
have a
it's
trailer
25.
here, if they have a trailer here,
Yes,
it's guaranteed.
It's over with. Yeah, it's.
I'm thinking it gets pushed out of 24 into 25.
I do too.
That's
usual
where I'm kind of
tactics.
too at too. So,
They give you a holiday 24 date and it gets pushed to early 25 and then it gets pushed to late 25.
So y'all don't think Spider-Man 2 Remastered is gonna get most anticipated game? No.
I wonder if they put Wolverine in there.
Wonder. Could.
Mm,
Very well
good.
could. They could also
Do we even
put
know
Elder
if that's
Scrolls 6
still
in
in
there
pr-
if they wanted to.
Fuzz, stop.
Well,
Not
does it
everything's
have to
burning
be
over
next
there.
year? Like,
No.
I don't know if it's just announced. I don't know. I think it's just announced.
Okay. Then that
So,
made like
GTA 6 would-
Yeah. GTA
Maybe.
6 is it.
They got to
I-
put it in there.
I don't even think Wolverine can touch
No.
GTA 6
No.
on its worst
Yeah.
day. Like, nah, not even.
Yeah, nowhere close.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, that's going to do it for our show tonight, guys. Thank you all for being here. You rock, and appreciate all the support and everything. I hope you enjoyed the show, and leave in the comments. What do you think for the nominees, or what's going to be announced on Monday? We'll have FSP on Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. We'll be able to actually talk about it. And
No
kinda
X will be
break down.
burning. That's for damn sure. No matter what.
Yeah, it will. No matter what, it will for sure. Right? There's going to be snubs. I
No
predict-
Starfield, we
I-
riot.
I
Well, I
predict-
riot.
I predicted Starfield won't be there, but I will still riot when it's not. Because
bum
it
rushing the
It
stage.
deserves it. It
talking
really
about
does.
Clinton and stuff.
Fucking Bill Clinton.
Oh my god. It'll be fuzzy up on stage.
Do you guys want to do some?
You took away Starfield. So where the fuck's Bill Clinton at?
Do you guys want to do some ultra quick outros so we can go play some Call of Duty?
Oh yeah.
Let's do it.
Bye, y'all.
No,
Bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Still Rain, thanks for being here, bro. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Well, you can find me still ran TS7 everywhere. You know, Google. You know, get it in there. Live the screen next Saturday morning. We're not going live tomorrow. I'll check you out next week. Thanks, guys.
And so
He was the micro machines
Appreciate
guy.
you.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Jasper, tell everybody where they can find you, sir.
Lord Magic Lord, that's for Twitter, Lord Magic, that's for YouTube, all that. Fun stuff Monday, Tuesday, Friday, 10 o'clock right here. Fun FSP, Fun Pop, and Xbox Ultimate. That's where I'm at. Check it out.
All right. And do the dosey do turn your heels around and Fuzzy Belvedere. Tell everybody where they can find you, sir.
App formerly known as Twitter X, Fuzzy Belvedere, everywhere. Just search Fuzzy Belvedere. Yep, that's me.
Yeah, right. I'm not used to hearing Fuzzy talk fast ever, actually. So it's awesome. Psycho, good luck.
Thank you everybody for coming out tonight. I'll see you around on my social media on my Psychonauts. Goodbye.
Oh, right on, bro. Appreciate you. I'm curious how this is gonna go. Pong Soul, where can everybody find you?
It's been an awesome night, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Chat, you guys are absolutely freaking incredible. Nothing but love and respect to each and every single one of you. Love spending time with you, brothers. I loved all the opinions tonight we had, especially on the Video Game Awards. Love hearing the conversation. Psycho, you were on fire tonight, sir. So thank you for being here, brother. You came with the extra cheese when we needed it. You were there, Psycho. So thank you for that. Everybody knows where they can find me by now. Obviously, Pong Soul on the X formerly known as Twitter, Pong Soul on Xbox. You guys know that drill by now. Tomorrow, remember, you don't have to set your alarms. Go ahead and sleep in. No living split screen tomorrow.
Please.
But tomorrow night, the Shop Podcast. It does go on for those of us in the U.S., outside of the weird states, an hour earlier. So we start at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 o'clock Central Time, the Shop Podcast, PTK Blam, Fuzzy Belvedere, myself, and we got a couple guests tomorrow night as well. Please go ahead and check out PTK's tweet for that one. And then, of course, next week it starts all over again. I'll end it there. It's the golden age of gaming, people. Get out there. Play what you love. Love what you play. I'll talk to you all real soon. Mav, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you all for being here, guys. Check us out on Fun Speculation on Twitter. Thank you to the audio listeners. You all rock. And I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. And if you did, leave a comment, like, share it out, sub to the channel, notification bell, all that kind of cool stuff. Me and the boys are going to go play some Call of Duty because it's a 4 and it sucks ass, but I don't care. It's great. So have a good one. Peace out. Laters.